Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get the dashes because you done on the warfare.
The Chiefs are 1-2, and now it's a heavyweight AFC showdown at Arrowhead as Kansas City hosts Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. The Chiefs enter as home underdogs, 3-point dogs in their own house. You definitely know Mahomes and company are itching to remind everyone who still runs the AFC. FanDuel has every angle covered, from Mahomes' passing yards to Pop and Kareem's rushing yards to how this defense stacks up against Lamar's ground game. Want even more action? Build your own same-game parlay and ride with Chiefs Kingdom all Sunday long. With fast payouts and an app that's smoother than a Mahomes sidearm throw, FanDuel makes every snap feel bigger. And don't forget, every Friday on Chief Concerns, we drop our 5-leg same-game parlay for the weekend, plus JD's 10 keys to victory, breaking down exactly how the Chiefs can knock off Baltimore and get back to 500. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every snap count. Chiefs as underdogs? That just means it's time to make a statement. Hiring can be just as stressful as watching the Chiefs in a close fourth quarter, waiting for the right candidates, sorting through resumes, and chasing down people who aren't even interested. Well, the future of hiring looks much brighter because ZipRecruiter's latest tools and features help you find the right people faster and save valuable time. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. With ZipRecruiter, you can connect with qualified candidates in minutes, and 4 out of 5 employers get a quality candidate within the first day. So don't wait. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/audio and try it free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. I'm Marcus Dash, and our guy, former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn, will be joining us shortly. He was seeing our guy Chad Dunn, and Chad might be making an appearance on the chat tonight. We'll see. But Chad's in good spirits. So Chad, if you are listening, if you are on the show, we love you, buddy, and we're happy to hear that you are feeling good again, my man. But yeah, a preview of the AFC showdown, Chiefs and Ravens. On Sunday, going to be a good one. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo on the call, so that means that's how you know it's a big one when we get those two on the 425 spot. You can make the argument that should have probably been a primetime game, but we already have a million primetime games, so we didn't need another one, especially on a back-to-back, right, with after the Giants game. But yeah, you would think that would be the primetime game, not Giants and Chiefs. It'd be Ravens and Chiefs, but whatever. I'm not the schedule maker. Seeing in the comments here, we got a full house tonight. Oh yeah, love that on a Wednesday. Amda Brown kicks us off here. Amda, what is going on, my dude? I hope you are doing well, man. I'm glad you're on tonight. Will, looks like Worthy is trending towards playing. Oh yeah, we'll talk about the injury report in a little bit here after I get through everybody who's in the chat. Amda, the week 4 narrative: the Chiefs win. That means the Ravens really that good. Oh, well, yeah, if Chiefs win, everyone's going to be saying, well, the Ravens, yeah, like you said, their Ravens really aren't that good, right? You know, the Harbaugh's in the hot seat. You're going to see a lot of those kind of takes. Yeah, you're going to see, like, is Derrick Henry washed? Can Lamar ever beat Pat? The Pat's his kryptonite. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of those takes. Ravens defense isn't your grandfather's Ravens defense anymore. You're going to see a lot of those kind of takes. Nothing about the Chiefs being good. That's 100% what's going to happen. Nana Sherry, number 80, said, Tyquan Thornton, quote, don't go on social media if your game is failing. Wish the Chiefs knew to come here for a boost in spirits instead when they need cheering on. That's a good point. I mean, there's a lot of people. I think it's not just pro athletes. I think in general, I think if you are feeling down, I think for the most part, I think social media, I mean, it depends where you're listening, right, and what you're seeing, but with the algorithms, everyone's being kind of propped up. So I will say certain things are being propped up. But yeah, I mean, Tyquan Thornton's right. I mean, you see a lot of negativity. I see a lot of negativity, on our YouTube channel, on some of the tweets I get. Even today, I was just posting. I think I posted a thing about Chris Jones and the whole Russell Wilson thing, and I had a Buffalo Bills fan come on and say, Chris Jones is chasing him down for a long time, being a fanboy. It's like, first off, why are you even like coming on our channel here? You're Buffalo. It was a Buffalo Bills like handle. Like, what are you doing? First off, context matters. Chris Jones was a fan of his, yes, but over the years, Chris Jones has been a better player than Russell Wilson. So there was no fanboying, just that's usually what people do. They swap jerseys at the end of the games. But now context matters. Chris Jones dominates that guy. He doesn't want his jersey anymore. He's washed. Russell Wilson's washed. He doesn't need his jersey anymore. But why is the Buffalo Bills fan getting involved? But I mean, that's nothing compared to some of the stuff I've seen, some of the stuff I've gotten. So it is what it is. But Nana, you are right. That Tyquan Thornton's comment there from a guy who, we've seen it in our own fan base, right? We've seen the vitriol and the stuff that Sky Moore got or CEH got, and you saw our fans kind of, probably kick these guys and they're down. And Tyquan was a second round pick in New England. He probably got a lot of that too. So, it's one of those things, when you are saying stuff out there, these players do see this stuff, so, measure your words. You can constructively criticize a person without being harmful with your words. And, we do see a lot of that, but it was a great comment by Tyquan. And honestly, it's a great story that's really developing here. We have a couple good stories. The Josh Simmons story is great. A guy who was hurt. We were able to get him at the end of the draft, able to solve our left tackle issues. Tyquan Thornton, revitalizes his career. Robert Tonyan, who hasn't really been seen yet, but another guy who's revitalizing his career in Kansas City, a resurrection, so to speak, for Robert Tonyan's career. So, yeah, there's a lot of good stories, and Tyquan Thornton's comment there really highlights some things, about social media and what that can be, so. Good comment there, Nana. Witchy Hall, hi, CC fam, LFG. I think I saw Witchy and a lot of other people in the chat earlier on the Chiefs during the presser today. I saw a lot of you guys in there. I always love going in there and seeing who's on at that 12:45 spot. It was nice seeing you guys there, Witchy especially. Yeah, that's legit, Nana. I'd love to have our boys come visit in the chat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? They would love it. They would love the positivity. I know some of the guys you've had on our show love the positive vibes that JD and I bring and what you guys bring in the chat. So I know some of the players love that about our channel already. So, it's a good thing. Who else is in here? Will is in here. We saw Witchy saw you this morning all over Chiefs content. Yep, I did see Witchy too. Yep, loving the Chiefs presser chat is filled with OG fans. Today was great. Yeah, today was great. Saw a lot of people in this one. I love that. Go for Casey forever. What's going on, buddy? I saw you in there, I believe, earlier this morning as well, or early afternoon. What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Go Chiefs, baby. Greg Rose, my guy. Greg, I hope you're doing well, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Vegas Chiefs Kingdom. What's going on, man? Keep holding it down out west, baby. We know you're doing a good job over there. Witchy Hall, today started out rough for me, but then New Heights chat turned the day around. Good episode. I saw some of the clips from that with Benicio del Toro and Leonardo DiCaprio. Love that. I love their the whole talk about stage names and making themselves seem less ethnic. I thought that was pretty funny. Well, it's funny too, like the less ethnic. I mean, you take one good look at Leonardo DiCaprio. He doesn't look ethnic by any means. Benicio, yeah, but no, I thought it was funny. That's the clip I saw from them, and I saw Kelsey and Jason laughing about it. Greg Rose having a good day. Miss Wishy. Go for Casey forever. Do you have any guests on tonight, Chief Concerns? I do not believe so. JD was checking in with someone, but I don't know if we're going to get that person on tonight. So you're going to get me and JD, and we're also going to have a segment at the end of the show where we're going to see from you guys. Hopefully some of you guys come on and we can talk some ball. You guys can ask questions about this game against the Ravens. I know Optimistic James and Will are probably chomping at the bit to hop back on here. So, yeah, we'll leave the phone line open for you guys to come on and talk ball with us tonight. So should be good stuff tonight. Linda Hunter. Hello, everyone. What's going on, Linda? I hope you are well. Faye Smith. Hey, peeps. What's up, Faye? Hope you're doing well. Maybe we'll see Faye later. Who knows? Faye's been on, been a frequent caller, or at least a one-time caller. I wasn't on for that episode, but Faye, I hope you're doing well. Jay Kelsey, the other brother, the third brother of the Travis and Jason Kelsey brother duo, the trio right there. Jay Kelsey. Jay, I hope you're doing well, buddy. Tony Black Shinnery. Let's go, Chiefs Kingdom. Tony, I hope you're doing well, buddy. Glad you're on tonight. Sasha, my dude. What's up, Sash? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Flapjack City, I'm going to the game. Ooh, that's a great game to go to. I had a friend who went to the Giants Chiefs game. He said the first half was pretty ugly to go to, as we all witnessed on TV, but he said it was cool to be in an atmosphere, and I think it was the first time he ever seen Mahomes live. I don't think that's the case for you, Flapjack. If you live in the area, I'm sure you've seen Kelsey or Mahomes live before, so going to be a good game to go to regardless, though. AFC Showdown, man. This is not for all the marbles, but it's definitely a big bragging rights and also a nice shift in the mainstream narrative, as well as a good narrative for us to talk about. Say, hey, like, we lost those first 2 games, but we're starting to come together as the season goes on. So great game to go to. Did Lamar versus Pat, Chapter 7. Hopefully Pat goes to 6-1 in that. And really, Pat should be undefeated in that. And I don't know if you guys remember. I think that was the Sunday night game or Monday night game or Sunday night game where we lost on a CEH fumble at the end of the game. And that's pretty much it. Gosh, that game, man. And I think Hollywood had a pretty good game that game, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. It sucks to bring back bad memories when you a loss like that. I mean, so Pat should really be undefeated against Lamar. Vegas Chiefs Kingdom. I plan on going to the Ravens bar in Vegas, wearing my Kelsey jersey for the game on Sunday. It's always interesting when like cities like Vegas, right, so far out there, but they have a Ravens bar. They have a Baltimore bar out there. It's pretty cool. I'm sure it's a nice festive one. Ravens colors pretty cool, the purple and black, and the whole like Edgar Allan Poe narrative and theme. You could probably play on with that at a bar, so I'm sure that's pretty fun. Yeah, so it should be good. Take pictures, Vegas Chiefs Kingdom. Send us what it looks like over there. Witchy Hall, how can we be underdogs with how bad the Ravens looked on Monday? See, that is what I listen to a lot of betting experts and a lot of betting podcasts, and that is so really, a lot of the public, I think, like I saw 75% of the money is on Baltimore in this game, even after that game on Sunday. So the line did not shift, or Monday, the line didn't really shift at all. So you had a lot of the betting public, they call them sharps and the square. So sharps are the betting experts, the pretty much the pro bettors, and you have the squares who are the people. And people are betting on the Ravens to have a bounce back after getting their butts kicked by the Detroit Lions. So that's why all the money is pretty much staying on the Ravens, and the line didn't really shift much. So a lot of people are saying to take the Chiefs in the spread. I think the spread's like 2.5, 3 points, depending on where you look at it. So a lot of the betting experts are taking the Chiefs this week. So I don't know. That's kind of scratching my head too. People still aren't buying the Chiefs right now. So that's why you have the betting public who is betting on the Ravens to cover the 3 or 2.5 points, depending on where you get it. So that's the small part of the betting component of why the line is the way it is, but it doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, who else is in here? Greg Rose. That means we were 6-point underdogs, -3 for being at home. Hey, Greg Rose knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. Good job, Greg. Essentially, yes, that's what that means. Because automatically, it's an assumed 3 points you get at home. Really, when you're +3, that means they're giving them 3 more points. So, yeah, technically. Mahomes versus Jackson is always a good game. Yeah, it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a fun one, really. I'm the Brown. I hate Romo doing Chiefs color commentary. I will say I don't mind Romo. It's kind of annoying. And they all kind of do this now, where it's like every play is the biggest play of all time. Oh, I don't know, Jim. I don't know. Like that whole thing is obnoxious. But I mean, it's it is what it is, right? I mean, he does it. It's not like he just does it for Chiefs games or Josh Allen games. He does it for everybody. But it's just too much of this, like, oh my God, Jim, maybe the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's too much of that. But you see it in everything, right? Because Collinsworth does that in the NBC games. They all do it really in their own way. Al Michaels, Herb Street. They're still growing, but the main ones usually do that stuff. I will say Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are pretty right down the pike. They don't really dive one way or the other on making every moment like the most crazy thing ever. So, but I do understand what you're saying. Romo can be obnoxious, depending, especially if we're losing, when he like is all over. Josh Allen is a huge fan of his, and it does seem like that he's a big Josh Allen guy. Whenever he plays them, it just feels like it's too much Josh Allen pro-isms in there. I don't know, but yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying. But I don't mind Romo for the most part. Sasha, I am doing well, buddy. I can't wait, man. We got big game on Sunday. I can't wait. We're gonna talk about it tonight. There's a lot of sound bites I pulled from the pressers today that we'll talk about with JD when he comes on here to talk about all this stuff. It's very interesting. You have two teams that a lot of people thought were the favorites. Still only 3 weeks in, but you have two teams, and one team been, for the most part in Pat's career, has been known for their offense. And the Ravens, for the most part, they've been over their defense. And this year, everyone was talking about how great the Ravens defense was going to be going into the year. And then you're coming to this week 4 matchup where one team's offense, it's still, we're probably come back this week. We're waiting on Rashee Rice. The running game's kind of mad still. But then the Ravens, it's an atrocity over there. That defense is horrible. And almost every measurable and every statistic you can look at. So you got these two different things that are going into this game, and it's like, oh, the team is known for their offense usually, and the team is known for their defense usually, and they're both like not looking the greatest. So you have that, and it's interesting, Flapjack City, we plus 2.5 at home. Dang, yeah. Depending on what sports books you get, I think I saw FanDuel has us as 3 still. That's kind of been going all over the place from every different sports book I've seen. But yeah, for the most part, plus 2.5 to 3 is what I've been seeing for us this weekend. So going to be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. I agree. But there could be worse. Remember when they let Booger be at the games? Poor Booger. I think Booger's relegated to doing commentary for college football now. It is what it is. I mean, you mentioned Booger, but Jason Witten was probably the worst at it. The fact that he even let Jason Witten near a booth was probably the most boring thing. I know we love tight ends, but Jason Witten, man, they kind of went with that one a little too fast. Jason Witten was probably the worst I've seen calling a game. That's college, high school, football. It was terrible. I wasn't a big Jason Witten fan on the booth. Jason Witten as a tight end, I was fine with. He was solid as they come. But yeah, wasn't a big fan of him in the booth. Chiefs offense should do well against the Ravens defense. It should. It's a big test. It's a big test for both squads, their defense and our offense. So, and we'll get into that tonight with something that Pat said today, which I want to get JD's thoughts on. Romo doesn't stress me out like Collinsworth. Yeah, you see, again, I think both guys have their own. They all do a similar thing where every moment is the greatest moment ever, and it's like you're just going to erase 55 years of football. Come on, man. It's the greatest throw I've ever seen. I mean, this is a guy. Well, it's just come on. What are we doing here? You can highlight a moment and be impressed about a moment without making it seem like it was the best thing you've ever seen, and that happens every week when you guys call a game. I mean, how can it be the greatest thing every week? I get it. You want people to watch the NFL. You want them to stay on the game and whatever. I also love too when they're calling a game they don't want people to switch out of the game and it's a blowout. And there's 8 minutes left. A comeback. We see a comeback here. It's they're not coming back. We're down 4 scores with 5 minutes left. Ain't happening. So yeah, I always love that when they try to keep you on a game. That's probably one of my favorite things I see when you have blowouts like that. But yeah, the greatest thing ever for every game is just too much, way too much. I don't like when we get Troy and Joe. Troy's salty over Mahomes. He cannot hide it. I think just Troy's Troy, even when he calls Cowboys games, he's not even the most. I think he's got problems with the organization over there. I don't think him and Jerry Jones are the best relationship. But I think Troy's kind of even keel all the time. And Joe Buck might be the most overrated play-by-play guy by far. That's my opinion on it. I mean, when he called our the 49ers game with Damian Williams had that big breakout for a touchdown. It was the weakest call ever. They just broke a touchdown to seal the victory, and that's your call. Kind of weak. I wasn't the biggest fan of Joe Buck during that. But I don't mind them, right? Because again, they're both even keel guys, so they're not over the top with greatest play, greatest throw I've ever seen. They don't do that stuff because they're both just straight down the middle guys. But yeah, I don't know. You can take what you want, right? You take the guys who over exaggerate everything, or the guys who kind of are pretty vanilla and don't really do much of that exaggeration. Just find me in the middle. You give me Iron Eagle and call it a day. That's all I want. I just want Iron Eagle, call it a day. Not his son, not Noah Eagle. Iron Eagle. I want Iron Eagle, and that's it. That man can call a basketball game, football game. I'm in on both. Love me some Iron Eagle. Also, I love Harlan and Trent Green. That's probably my favorite, not for obvious reasons, right? I think we all kind of agree with that. Who else is in here? Tailgater. What's up, everyone? What's up, Marcus? Tailgater. What's up, buddy? Hope you are doing well, my man. XL Raiders fan here. Chiefs will be an 11-6 team. They were still good. There's not a juggernaut anymore. Well, I mean, even with our record last year, I don't think we were a juggernaut. Every game we won was a one-possession game. So, I mean, I didn't think we were a juggernaut last year, and we still went to the Super Bowl. I didn't think we were a juggernaut the year before. We had to go on the road to play Miami. We had to go play Buffalo on the road, Baltimore on the road. I think that team wasn't a juggernaut either. So, really, I think people have this common misconception. Yes, we've been to the Super Bowl the last 3 years, but those teams they weren't, I mean, like, they weren't like the best. I mean, yes, they were the best, but they weren't juggernauts. They weren't blowing teams out. That wasn't happening. We haven't really had those blowout wins. I mean, teams that do that, you got Buffalo does that, but Buffalo can't get past us. So, I mean, I respect what you're saying here, but I don't think that we haven't been that juggernaut of a team, like as far as blowing teams out, in quite a long time. So all of our games have been kind of nail biter type wins, even the last 3 years. So, I mean, I get the point, but also I think people have a common misconception with our team. Like, we just haven't been that juggernaut of a team. We've had good luck. We've had luck break our way with some of these one possession games we've won. So yeah, but I appreciate the comment there. Del Monte, green beans, dang, I'm late. Battlestar cookies with spaghetti. You cook, buddy. You do your thing, my man. JD will be on here shortly, but yeah, you do your thing, man. You're not late. I'm just talking to the chat right now. Stuart Saltzman, my guy, Stu, I hope you're doing well, buddy. I hope you are in good spirits and hope you're doing well. Good to see you. A big game, Marcus, this Sunday with Baker. Shake and bake against the Eagles. Both 3-0. It's going to be a good game. That's another weird spread, like 3.5 points. I think the betting public is betting on the Eagles in that game. The Sharps are betting on the Buccaneers this week. They say Tristan Wirfs might be back for them. And I think Godwin's got a chance to come back with Mike Evans being shelved. We might see Godwin. We might see Tristan Wirfs back. If they get Tristan Wirfs back, one of the best left tackles in the league. That definitely helps them. And I like what Tampa's got so far. I had Tampa in Kansas City in my Super Bowl, and I still stick with it. I have the Bake Show and the Mahomes Show in the Super Bowl. It's the reunion of the Texas Tech quarterbacks meeting up in having that Big 12 bowl in the Super Bowl. So that's where I have it. So that's gonna be a good game though. I'll be definitely checking that one out. I think it's a 1:00 game. So 1:00. That's gonna be my main 1:00 game on the big screen. And the other games we got the 4 box. But the Eagles Bucks gets my number 1 game on the 1:00 slate. And then after that, of course, we know what the 425 box is going to be. The main ones are Chiefs. MJ, what's going on? How are you? How are you, MJ? There goes. I'm well. Marcus, same to you, my guy. Ooh, we got some new names in here. Okay. Prime time was a funny one. Del Monte, you the man, buddy. Joseph Walton, that's a new name. I haven't heard that one, but Joseph, I hope you're doing well. If you are new to the chat, welcome, buddy. Jack's Chiefs Kingdom here. Jack's Chiefs Kingdom, baby. Boom. Joseph, appreciate you coming in, man. Appreciate you coming in. Tailgater, can't wait for the game Sunday. Going to be a good one. Like we kind of talked about it already. We're going to preview this whole thing in the show tonight. It's going to be a great one, man. I'm really excited for the 7th installment of Lamar versus Pat. Also, Spags has had Lamar's number. Our defense is looking great. Every week it's getting better and better. And that's kind of been Spags' MO, right? Like throughout the years, it's always been year after year after year, or not year after year, game after game. It gets better with Spags' defense. So I'm really excited to see what Spags can do the Sunday against Lamar. I mean, while I will dog Baltimore's defense is not doing well in pretty much every category, every analytic, their offense is pretty phenomenal. So it's one of those things, right? Their defense is playing well, but their defense is playing like trash, while their offense is playing really well. So Spags will have his plate full on Sunday, but I got to say, I think Spags will do his thing because every week it gets better and better. So, Will, Grillmaster Tailgater, good to see you. Yeah. I love it, guys. I love the camaraderie we have in here. Eco, hey, guys. Hope you guys are fine. Let's go Chiefs. Eco, what's going on? Jeremy Goad, Virginia in here. Ooh, we got Virginia peeps in here. Let's go. Jeremy, I don't know what part of Virginia you're at. I'm in Northern Virginia, the Fairfax area. So hope you're well, buddy. I hope you're doing well, man. I love the Virginia Chiefs in here. I love that. Go for Casey forever. Can't lose another home game. No, we can't. But I mean, again, I think this is one of the hard parts. I think JD had this as one of his losses on the season. This is before he had the Chargers loss. So yeah, I think this is one of his losses. Yeah, I think he had us beating Philly and Detroit. Not Detroit. He had us beating Philly and San Diego, the Chargers. And then he had us losing to the Ravens. So I think he's kind of flipped it around. Maybe I think he might have us beating the Ravens now. We'll get him to talk about it later when he comes on. We do the predictions. The Feast Foster. Good evening, everyone. Let's fucking go Chiefs. Get this offense together, please. Yeah, let's hope so. And that's again, we've had some good tests last week. I know the Giants were the best, but they have one of the best pass rushers, tandems. All those guys, Abdul Carter, Thibodeau, Brian Burns. They have a lot of guys, so it was a good test for offensive line. I think they have been tested for a good amount to get to this point. But you're playing a Ravens defense, which the defensive line really hasn't looked good. And BK is probably not going to play this weekend. So I think we have a good shot this weekend. I really do. I think we have a good shot to like have a good offensive explosion. And Worthy might be coming back. I like what I'm seeing, guys. I like what I'm seeing. Pretty good. My best friend's from Baltimore. Ooh, a DMV in the house, baby. Okay. DMV, baby. We love our Baltimore friends. Stu, if I felt better, I would go to the game is in Tampa. Eagles, Chiefs. Huh. Yeah? Oh, you have Eagles, Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Yeah. I mean, that could be another rematch, part 3. Part 3 would be interesting. I don't know how many times we've seen three teams square off in the Super Bowl. The same team square off in the Super Bowl 3 times in 4 or 5 years. That'd be kind of nuts. Jax, Chiefs, Kingdom, Joseph Walton, my guy. Hope you're doing well, buddy. I'm bringing out briskets, poppers to the game Sunday. Catch me in Lot C. Ooh, hey guys, Lot C, go see Tailgaters. Bringing out brisket poppers. So go have some brisket poppers with our guy Tailgater. Tailgater, I wish I was in Kansas City for this one because I'd be going to Lot C to see my guy Tailgater. Vegas Chiefs team. We have bars for most teams and a Chiefs bar. Ooh, okay. It's interesting you're going to go in a Ravens bar, but if you have everybody who's a Baltimore fan, that's cool. The Ravens bar is actually a restaurant called Crab Corner. Oh, okay. Crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland's about. Crab cakes and football. Wedding Crashers. That movie takes place in Maryland. Yeah. Is CH? Yes, CH is still in our practice squad. So yes, he is. Eco. Greg Rose. They have a load of DMPs. I know they do. And Kyle Van Noy's among them, and BK's probably not going to play according to Harbaugh. A lot of them, man. It's not good. Let me pull up the injury report actually, so let's see if we can talk about it a little bit. Injury report. Chiefs, Ravens. Let's see. Okay. I'll pull this puppy up for us. I'll take a gander at. Give me a pause on talking for a second here. Let's see. Okay. All right, so here's the injury report. So this is the injury report for this game. All right, let's see here. All right, so Mike Dana. I mean, everyone practiced today, so that was the one thing one of the big takeaways I took from Andy's presser. Everyone practiced today. Worthy was a full participant, so he's back. It's interesting because it comes it's kind of contradictory to a report that I saw from Nate Taylor yesterday. So then we'll get into that tonight. But nonetheless, I love seeing everybody practicing. That was nice. Baltimore, though, I mean, yeah, it's right. So Travis Jones, DNP, Isaiah Likely, limited practice participant. He's probably not going to play this week. And you have all these other guys. Ronnie Stanley, and that might be rest, but if their left tackle doesn't play, yikes. Broderick Washington and Kyle Van Noy, Patrick Ricard, and Meta BK's already done for they're saying he's done for this game already. So that's not a good thing for the Ravens. I will say that. So yeah, that'll be quite interesting. That'll be quite interesting. Man, you guys are going nuts in the chat tonight. I haven't caught up yet. I need to go faster. All right, let's see who else is in here. Okay, let's keep going down here. Otto Brown, I sure would love to see the Chiefs win, but more than 2 scores. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have a nice dominant. I mean, I know we won by more than 2 scores on Sunday, but still, the first half was kind of a lull. If you could give me a full game of what we saw in the second half, I would love that. I really would, honestly. Andre Chenaulton here. Okay. Hey, CC family, listening again tonight. I'm still not feeling well. These meds kick in tonight. Well, Andrea, listen away. Turn the lights down. Just keep me and JD on the background and, relax a little bit. Hope you're doing well, Andrea. Glad you're listening tonight. Chiefs are in trouble now, Jim. Yeah. That's his Romo right there. Jim, the Chiefs are in trouble now. Hey, they're going to have to get a first down here, Jim. Yeah, the Romo high-pitched voice, I never had it in the bag. I guess I didn't watch much Romo. He did that that reality show with Jessica Simpson. I didn't really watch much of that. But, yeah, I didn't realize how high-pitched of a voice he had until he became an announcer. But, I kind of like that a little bit. I have a little bit of a high-pitched voice myself, but not like Tony, man. Tony's got his thing. All right, I'm going to try to get faster here to see who else is in the chat while we wait for JD to be here. I blame Gruden on Monday nights for the hyperbole of school journalism. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Gruden did do that. I loved Gruden's commentary though. I feel like he was seeing a lot of stuff out there from like the offensive side of things, like Romo, right? Like a lot of these guys, but Collinsworth not so much. But like Romo, gosh, who else is pretty good at like seeing things out there? Like Romo does. Gruden definitely did. Schlorth does a good job with seeing offensive line stuff. I do like that. But yeah, you are right about that. There was a lot of hyperbolic statements from Gruden as well. Marcus Baker, buddy. Yeah. Oh, Stu knows. Stu knows what's up. Okay, and here's our guy. Former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn is now going to join me and can help me say hi to all you guys. There he is. There he is. Why are you shaking your head?
Hey, Hey, shame on you. Shame on y'all. First, talking Baker on this show. Okay. And number two, when I walked in the house, I had two young girls saying, Marcus said a bad word. I said, really?
Oh, no.
I said, oh, okay. So
LFG.
Yeah.
Someone said LFG, and I was repeating it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. They told him as soon as I walked in the door, Marcus said a bad word. I said, okay, I'm going to say something to Marcus.
I'm going to have to put coins in my piggy bank.
Yeah, man. The little girls are watching you, and they like, oh. So, yeah, man. Yeah. So Susan said the girls told on you. So, shout out to Kenley and Kalani upstairs, sweet darlings, and Susan. The ladies are watching the show. So
nice. Yeah, we have a packed show tonight, JD. I'm halfway through the comments. I'm trying to get to everybody, and like while I'm looking at this, I'm still halfway through. That's a lot of people in the chat right now. So we got everybody warmed up for you, JD.
Good, man. Good to see it. I see Greg Rose, Damani Green Beans is here. Faye Smith, Tailgater, which is G Pick. I remember G Pick. I remember, baby. You know, Gary Holland, Deshaun Hammonds, Vegas Chiefs Kingdom, Sasha, Witchy Hall. Man, we got a packed house. All the folks is in here. What's up, Drew 879, Gary Holland, Don Peterson, Lyle Smith, Amder Brown. Shoot, everybody's in here, man. G, Jenna 51. Everybody's in the house, man. Good to see everybody. Good to see everyone, man. We're gonna have a good conversation talking about what's going on. So catch me up. Damani Green Beans, where we up? Where we at, man? So he said he cooking. What you cooking up, Damani Green Beans? What you got? Putting the green beans up, or you on the grill? What y'all doing out there? The Maceo Spence. Who else we got out here, man? That's good. So yeah. What's going down? So
yeah, just talking about the Ravens in the chat, just different questions everyone was asking in the chat. But a lot of the stuff they're asking, what we're going to be covering tonight in the show, based on some of the sound bites we got from Pat today at the presser. And just overall, like I think one of the storylines which we'll talk about is just, you know, in the last few years, right, what the Chiefs have been known for? Offense, right? Fireworks, firepower, right? And the Ravens, what are they known for? Defense, right? And right now, both teams are at kind of this weird phase, right, where offense isn't exactly like clicking for the Chiefs, and the Ravens defense isn't clicking at all for them right now. And that's what they've been known for. And the Chiefs have been known for their offense. Right now, both these teams are kind of at this like meeting point where they're still trying to figure it out offensively and defensively. So it's very unique to both teams that they're kind of figuring out their this side of the ball really going into this game, which I think is very interesting. Interesting storyline for this one.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Both the Chiefs and the Ravens, and I will even say that, yeah, maybe one side of the ball does get a little bit more somewhat of an exposure. Everybody talks about more, but we know they're very prolific in both sides of the football. We know that. Chiefs has great defense. We should always give them their flowers because they just been doing a great job for the past few years and climbing up to being one of the best defenses in the league. And then also, too, same thing with Derrick Henry coming on to the Ravens. We understand that they have become a legitimate powerhouse on offense, not to mention the explosive plays and the brilliance of Lamar Jackson. So they've always been guys that I know, especially when look, we're talking about a playoff teams here, some of the best in the league. And so, yeah, their defense kind of gets a lot of, like the conversation and talk. But to be honest with you, I think that's the reason why we're talking about two playoff teams. They're very balanced in what they really. So
true. Well, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. So yeah, so with that, JD, I wanted to kind of like get into that. So Pat kind of talks about that a little bit today, and got some good sound bites from Pat's presser today. But the thing is with the Ravens defense, right? So we talked about we know we have injuries with suspensions and stuff. We're still getting over with our receiving core, and then our running game. Still trying to make that all click. But on the other side of things, when you look at the Ravens, right, the defense, they're struggling big time. We on Monday night during our show, this was going on the other side. They couldn't stop anything. Detroit was doing everything they wanted. And right now, the Ravens are giving up 32 points per game, which ranks 31st in the league. Ravens rank 32nd in total defense, 31st in points allowed. Their run defense is a mess, allowing 150 rushing yards per game, which is like third worst in the league. When it comes to third downs, opponents are converting almost 45% of the time against them. And this is the one that I really think is interesting, especially for a team we're not doing so hot in the red zone so far this year. But adding in red zone woes, they're giving up touchdowns on nearly 79% of red zone trips this year, which is just, they're giving up touchdowns on nearly 79% of red zone trips this year. So, yeah, but 80% of the time when teams get out there, they're scoring touchdowns, which is huge for us because we're kind of stalling when we get to the red zone as of right now. So it might be a big thing for us to kind of exploit. And then the big thing for me is when I saw today that Metabike is probably not going to play this weekend. Kyle Van Noy is a DNP, so he's kind of up in the air. They only have 3 sacks in the season, so they were one of the top teams in sacks last year. They're not really getting the quarterback. And I'll say this for us, who we've been kind of, our fan base has kind of been, disappointed in how many sacks we've had on the quarterback. We have 7. So, we're doubling with the amount of sacks they've had this season, and that's a huge thing. But Pat talked today about the offense and how he wants to see us kind of click, and we are clicking even more and more each week. So this is Pat today.
Yeah,
this last defensive line that we played had all type of first rounders, all type of talent, and I thought the offensive line did a great job of giving me time to throw the ball down the field. And it's my feet, you tell, are a little bit more calm because I understand that these guys can protect and they can give me time to make these throws, and I'll continue to get better and better at that and try to make some of these throws more accurate down the field, and instead of hitting 1 to 2 a game, making that 3 to 4 and then 5 to 6, and then defense will back up and it'll help us out with other stuff within the offense. And so I'm just excited for where this offense is going. I know it hasn't been the perfect product that we've put out there so far, but there's a lot of good too.
So, JD, what are your thoughts? What Pat has to say about how the offense is starting to come into form a little bit here?
I mean, I think I had the same sentiment, a couple of weeks ago. Just going to take some time, and then of course, what you have to do is once you take an assessment of everything that you see on film, it's all about correction and correct issues and the problems that was definitely hamstringing you. And so, what we would do, we would start on drives, whether it would be offensive line. Maybe not necessarily giving Pat enough time to throw the football, but also, too, some of the tempo that how we were running was a little bit different. And, of course, our running game hadn't really been something that was, primary to the things that we did. What we seen was when they started the second half, they tried to implement that a little bit better, Marcus, and we were successful in doing that. So part of what I think Pat is saying, and he's recognizing too, not only him, but also the coaches and also the offensive line, is that's a formula that works. It does. That's a recipe for success. My lady says she's overcooking spaghetti. I told the pot, look, he's doing the pot. That's what Pat's doing, right? He's in there in the cooking. Devontae Green Bean, you said you put that the hood spaghetti on. Hey, Pat is putting this thing together. And so he knows he needs those ingredients around him to make this thing right. And so what we started doing is we wanted to make sure, okay, when I say we talking about the Chiefs, we wanted to make sure we needed to get everybody involved. Guess what? All of a sudden, we're not throwing 10 passes or having 15 targets to Hollywood Brown, okay? Juju Smith-Schuster got a bigger role than what he was doing. We see Nico Remigio coming in. And how we forget about Tyquan Thornton going down, stretching the defense, right? 6'2", going up, getting the football, catching the ball every way possible. These are the things that we want to be able to see. And so that's what our offense looks like more so than anything else. And so what we had to do is we had to change a lot of what, at least what we thought it was going to be, right? We was up in the air with Rashid Rice, didn't know if he's going to be at the first of the season, but we still had to practice with him just to make sure, just in case if he's still in there, we got to play him. Then all of a sudden, Xavier Worthy gets hurt, third play of the game, of the season, really. And all of a sudden he's out. So there's been some changes to what we had to do offensively, but I still believe that the formula still works. You got to establish the run. Okay. You got to have the right tempo. You got to get guys involved who are capable to do things and give them just a bigger, a piece of the pie. And so Pat understands that. So are they gelling together? Yes. Do we understand what's going to take some time? Sure. And so when I said patience to everybody, that's what it means. When you're putting that together, a good stew or whatever, it takes patience, right? I said that, a little basil juju in here, okay? Now we got a little time of Tyquan Thornton thrown in, okay? Get the jalapeno and a little bit of Hollywood brown and those things in there, okay? We making it just nice, all right? And so what we do is we use a little bit more of a seasoning, okay, with some of that Isaiah Pacheco, right? Some of that Hunt's marinara, if you want to, if you will, right? And so when we're sitting there talking about this, I'm getting hungry while I'm talking and speaking this way. But our offensive line is actually getting better too. That's one thing you got to be able to do. Our offensive line has got to be able to gel together. We said this, Marcus. The game is won up front, okay? So how our offensive line does up front is going to be very, very predictive on what we're going to look like offensively. And so being able to get, Patrick some time to throw the football helps out a lot. Being up the holes for our running backs helps out a lot. So those guys in that room had to get it together because what they do, getting themselves together, helps out everywhere else. And our defense has just been doing a masterful job for the past couple of weeks. And hopefully this week coming in, we're going to see the same thing with the Ravens, stopping them. So, and look, let's just be honest here, okay? The Ravens have gone up against two juggernauts of offenses, and this is the third, okay, in 4 weeks, all right? That's what they're looking at. And so when we're dealing with this, they're not out here dealing with chopped liver. They went against Cleveland, okay, we know that. But the Bills, right, they never lost their game. Should never lost their game. But, hey, Detroit, we know what Detroit does. Those running backs up there, tight ends, wide receivers, I mean, all those guys up there eat. So we knew it was going to be a tough task for them. They just need to stop somebody, and they haven't been able to do it. So what I love about this is since they are not stingy in the red zone, hopefully we take advantage of it this week. So.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that stands out to me, like throughout that press conference he talked about, and Andy also talked about it too, was that, being without Worthy, being without Rashid Rice, it allows Pat to get chemistry with guys like Tyquan Thornton. It allows Pat to get chemistry with Hollywood Brown. It allows Juju to be more acclimated in the offense. It's giving those guys who probably, like I say, weren't going to have opportunities. They were going to have less opportunities when Rice and Worthy came back, but it's allowing him to make kind of those guys feel confident, in the offense, and also make Pat feel comfortable that he can trust these guys. And you're seeing that, right? You're kind of seeing that kind of relationship grow and chemistry would grow with all three of those guys. And then him also in that clip that we played, talking about calm feet. Because everyone always talks about, getting chemistry with your receivers and skill players. Like you've mentioned before, it's getting chemistry with your offensive linemen. How important that is, especially when you have the right side, yes, all those guys on the right side have been there before, but the left side is completely new. And he's finally understanding that, hey, I actually have a dude on the left side. I don't need to bail out of the pocket. I can hang in here a little bit longer. And Kingsley's getting better each snap, each day. So, he's learning that he can be calm in the pocket now. And that's something that over the last few years, you couldn't really do that, especially coming from the left side. So hearing him say calm feet, I thought was a huge thing to hear from Pat say.
Well, that's what they was working on in camp, right? Nagy said they was going back to the fundamentals, and that's important. That way you're just not rushing everything. And so with some of the errant throws we've seen Patrick off time into Travis Kelce, and now Travis, he can't catch, or what's wrong with Travis? And, everybody. Pat's like, man, maybe it's me. Part of it's just a quiet feet of us just connecting. It's all timing. And so I was watching documentary last night. It was fabulous. I only got the first episode, and I guess it was like Chris Hemsworth was doing these challenges and whatnot. So he was like learning the drums. It was very intriguing because the time he had to do the drums, you knew he had to like put a lot of time and practice into this, right? And so the days that he didn't put the time in, then he was off key. The tempo wasn't right, and it didn't even matter. Like the connection's not there in your head. You want it to be there, but guess what? Sometimes these things are going to be off until he actually got to the point where it just figures it out. And I hope him and Travis got on the same page where they just figure this thing out. And it's for them, it's just like riding a bike. But if it's little things, okay, because this is what football requires. Football requires that everybody's on the same page. Football requires that you have the timing down to get the ball out of your hand. Football does require patience from the running backs, but also the wide receivers. Everybody's got to be in their place, and everybody's got to do their job. So you got to be at the right place at the right time to get the ball delivered to you the right way. That's the way it works. Now, we understand that Patrick does just a tremendous job being able to make plays with his feet and just do just amazing things, right? That no other quarterback out there can do. That's, I think nobody disputes that, okay? But sometimes those plays, because you get so used to doing those things, like the things that you should be doing well, like the easy plays, you might wane a little bit, like, yeah, I just needed that right there. So, yeah, man, I think, man, if we get to the point, and this is really for offensively, until we get the whole gang back, we just got to hold the fort down. That's what it's got to be. And the better we get at doing it now, Marcus, how much more dangerous we're going to be. They're going to be seeing us, right? When Rashid Rice comes back, and everybody's already firing on all cylinders. Same thing with Worthy and all those other guys, Jalen Royals. And we ain't even seen the full gamut of what we got. They ain't even got a load of us yet. So this is something, man, like when we other guys are getting opportunities, okay, like Twycon Thornton and those guys, shoot, it's just going to make us better.
100%. And that's the thing, too. I know everyone just talks about Rashid Rice and Xavier Worthy. We haven't Jalen Royals. We haven't even get to see him yet, and he was an active, full participant in practice today. So we're getting close to seeing the Rook coming out and doing his thing as well. So,
Hold on, my wife. Yes, Jason. Yes, sweetie. What's going on? She's talking to me in the chat.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah,
she just gave you some funny emojis too.
It's the girls up there laughing. So I tell you what, hey, Susan, send the girls down real quick, okay? Come say hi to everybody. All right. I'm gonna show you a toad on you, Marcus, and they're gonna keep you, they're gonna hold you accountable, baby.
Hey, I was reading what I saw in the chat, it wasn't me, it wasn't my word choice.
Oh, okay. All right. Susan, come on down real quick. Y'all say come say hi. All right, to everybody. Right.
Oh, JD, we were talking about this before you got here. You had initially the Ravens as one of your losses before the season started, but because the way the season has started out, the way the Ravens look, everything, where do you have this as a loss this weekend? We'll do predictions later, but does this change?
We had this conversation the first week, right? Remember we had this conversation?
More stuff has changed since then.
It has, and I said, this will be our one loss was with the Chargers, and then of course, 0-2. But now we're 1-2. So we're one. Well, this is where we need to be. Okay, this is exactly where we need to be, and things do change. But I do believe, the Ravens are going through their little thing, which I expected them to be undefeated coming into the game, and I expected us to be undefeated coming into this game. That this was going to just be one of those like playoff, kind of. Contest to find out where everybody is, right? Who blinks first in this whole thing, right? Who blinks first? So now when we sit there and we watching 1-2 teams, about to go at it, and they both trying to find their sweet spot, right? Get to where they need to get to. Who's going to come out of this thing? And I believe it's going to be the Chiefs. I really do. And to be honest with you, both these teams, both of us should be 3-0. Every single one of us. Really. We should have beat the Chargers. Okay. We should have beat the Eagles. And we didn't. We in both games. Same thing with Baltimore. Baltimore easy. They was up 40-25. Fourth quarter, I think, with 4 minutes against the Bills. There's no reason whatsoever they should have let that game go. Zero reason. So,
Derrick Henry, man, those fumbles, man. I don't know what's going on with King Henry and his fumbleitis.
I don't know, man. It's one of them things, right? Hey, Travis Kelce. Oh, he's not catching the balls and stuff. Well, what do you want to say about that? Right? These are things that are not typical for our guys. Okay, for Travis Kelce or stars like Derrick Henry, not typical for these guys.
Right.
Do things like that. So these things do happen. It's football.
Yeah. Wishy Hall says the tantrum afterwards was great. Yeah, his tantrum on the sidelines after he fumbled it. Woo, man, like a kid being sent to his room after being told no by mom and dad, and just flipping out on the sideline. They had Mark Andrews right in front of me, like look back at him, and like he kind of like he just threw his helmet down, and just like lay down the bench and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What's up? Y'all gonna come say hi real quick? Where's Susan and y'all come on down. Y'all can come say hi real quick. So the ladies gonna come here and say hi. Okay. But yeah, man, this is it's gonna be a good contest. We're here to see it. All right. So you don't have to turn it off because it's gonna echo.
Okay. Turn it off.
Are you coming in?
No, I'm not.
Okay, just say hi real quick. Come here. Come say hello. All right. Ah, this is. Say hey.
Hi, how you doing?
Kalani. Say hello, Kalani.
Hi.
Uh-huh. All right. And this is come on here. Kinley. Ha ha.
How you doing?
Hey.
Good.
Say hello to everybody out there in Chiefs Kingdom. Okay. So Marcus, tell him what did Marcus say a bad word?
Yeah, you said a bad word. We heard you. Yeah.
Why did you say a bad word?
I was reading what people were saying in the chat. It's my fault. I shouldn't have said it, but I was just reading what people were saying.
Out loud instead of your head.
Yeah. See?
You're right.
See?
You're right.
I told you. They're making sure.
You're right. You got me. I messed up. I deserve a timeout. Apparently, it's what people are saying in the chat. I deserve a timeout.
See?
This is so. Hi, little babies. Hello.
Hello, baby. There's little people saying that over here in the chat over here.
Why is so many?
There's a lot of people saying that.
What is this then?
That's
You
the microphone. You're talking to
Talk
it.
into
All right.
it.
All right, ladies, listen. Here. Y'all got to go up there at bedtime. All right.
Bye,
I know it. All right.
Uh-oh, bedtime.
Tell everybody good night. All right.
All
All
right.
right. Good night.
Good night,
See ya.
guys.
All right. All right. I'll see y'all.
Wait, what did I say? Wait, is that your foot?
Is that your football player, JD?
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who? Where? Wait, where?
Tell him he was going to play flag football, right? We was going
Yeah.
to get out there and play flag football. So.
Marcus is in trouble.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, they know
Yep.
you're in trouble.
There you go.
Yep. You guys got me.
All
You're
right.
coming.
All right. Love y'all. See y'all. All right. See, they watch, hey, man. Watch it. That's the ladies. Yes, sir. That's the ladies.
That's
Definitely
hilarious.
blessed. Definitely blessed. So.
They called me out. I couldn't run from it, JD.
Yeah, man. As soon as I walked in the door, they was like, Marcus said a bad word. I said, what? Said a bad word.
Oh man, that's good. It's good. They recognize it, so they won't ever use it. So as soon as they hear it, nope.
That's right. Yeah.
Taboo, baby.
Oh,
It's
man, I'm going to get on Marcus. Wait till I tell her. I'm going to talk to her. We'll get on Marcus saying bad words. He should be saying bad words.
Yeah, the cuss jar is upstairs, Stanley. I'll put a couple coins in it later.
So,
Stu, I was reading off LFG from somebody. I was reading it verbatim for them.
see, Stu, look at Stu. Stu, he trying to pull you right back into the fire. Look, Stu, leave Marcus alone, Stu. Okay, nobody's taking your bait, Stu. All right. Shout out to my brother Stu out there, man. He's still mending himself. He's in the hospital, so y'all continue prayers for Stu as well. So he's watching this thing, but he's there. So
Stu's the man. Love Stu.
absolutely.
MJ mouth and soap. Yep. Nice. Like Christmas story. Fudge.
Hey man, you know kids hear everything. They do. They hear it all. They act like they're not listening. They sit over there and play, and they hear it all.
Observant, man. Observant.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I didn't get in the door good. Right now came in, and I'm like, oh, hey, Marcus said a bad word. I'm like, oh, what? What's going on?
Like what the heck? I've been gone for 20 minutes. And what the heck's happened?
So yeah, but going back to the game and stuff, it's going to be a good matchup. So we're gonna talk about it a little bit. So anybody, this is the time, Marcus, we talked about like we want to open up the chat rooms and waves for people to talk. I know everybody's asking questions over here in the chat. Is there anything y'all want to talk about in particular? Everybody was, well, I'll say this, okay? And because I don't think we do enough discussing of the defense, okay, what our defense looks like. And so we've seen some very young guys on our defense that are starting to make their way, starting to make their mark, right? Omar Norman Lott, Noel Williams, Ashton Gelati. We're seeing these guys really stepping up to the plate and really getting involved in what we do defensively. And I absolutely love it. And I think it's necessary for those guys to come in and play. So one of those combinations I was talking about is, I think, Omar Norman Lott and Chris Jones together. Man, that is a tough combination. And even when you have, Ashton Gelati, and you're working in Menahu, you work in Kalafkas out there. I think Kalafkas was probably one of his better games I've seen him play in a long time. And that was like doing just his technique right. Okay. It wasn't just like the hustle plays, but it was also like, okay, who am I reading on this play? How am I playing down the line of scrimmage? And when I say that for people that don't know, like defense or defensive ends, you have responsibilities. Okay. You check the quarterback. Well, this week we know for a fact we got to check Lamar Jackson and what he does. When he runs that little at read play, that is going to be a difficult thing. And if guys are being very disciplined in what they do, we should be able to stop it. Spags has done a great job as far as being able to bottle up Lamar Jackson, still be able to stick a spy on a guy like him. Obviously, we know we got to stop Derrick Henry still, right? And him being upset with the fumbles that he's had. He's going to be like little buddy in the program. They had the ball with him the whole time. I can't think of it. Was obviously it was Omar Epps, but I couldn't think what his name was. The character. But they're going to be ready to play, man. They're going to be ready to play, and so they're going to be ready for a vengeance. I know John getting these guys ready, and you could tell that they have a whole different mentality going into this game. And so, yeah, Cleveland's one thing, Detroit's another one. AFC opponents, you got to win. You got to set yourself up for later on, for playoffs and all that. They need this win. Like we need it. We need this as well. So we need to go ahead and take care of business This is very important. It's key for us. So yeah, man.
We got a question from Valerie Sanders. Why does Spags use rookies and offenses? Doesn't seem to. I feel like the you're seeing most of that just because the earlier round picks, besides Josh Simmons, most of the draft picks were the defensive side of the ball. I mean, you really didn't see offense until what was Brashard Smith the only offensive player?
Williams.
Well, yeah, we haven't seen him just because of the injury aspect, but I mean, just earlier round guys are going to see the field earlier than the late round guys, right? I mean, just generally that's how it works.
Well, and it's easy to plug and play a defensive guy. All you do is, see ball, get ball. That's what it is. You hit the joker that got the football. That's what you do on defense. Not too many complexities to the things that you do, and this ain't no shot to the defensive players. I used to be on the defensive side of the ball, but offense is a lot more complex in the things that you're doing. Okay, and so that's why usually for defensive guys, they're easy to kind of put a guy in to make some plays. Now, with that being said, we haven't really seen Bossa. Okay, Bossa being a guy. And maybe, Marcus, the reason that is because you don't really rotate linebackers that much. You know what I mean? Like, you got a staple of linebackers that can play. Those guys are going to be in the game. And our guys just have gotten better the last couple of weeks. Linebackers got a B+ this past week. You know what I mean? Played 8 lights out. Chanel, Bolton, and Tranquil was all great. Now, if a guy gets dinged up, now you're talking about maybe Bossa as opposed to Cochran, whoever they want to go with. But it's not like a rotation at defensive line. Defensive lines get tired. You got to get guys out because they get double teamed and all those different things happen. Where linebackers are pretty consistent staying in. Same thing with secondary as well. You don't really rotate your secondary unless it's necessary. Noah Williams come in because, obviously, Fulton got hurt. We needed,
JD?
We have a good thing with our guys a week.
JD, I think we lost you, man. Can you in the chat? Can you guys hear me? Is JD frozen? Yep. Okay, that was JD. Yeah. FCC got the cussing complaint. Yeah, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. I'm not talking about the administration, so I think I'm good. Yeah, I think it froze there, JD, and the connection dropped.
Okay. All right. We got a little storm happening here in Kentucky, so
okay.
It might be a little bit of it.
Sasha says the FCC got the cussing complaint.
It's all live, baby. It's here, live in full effect, full color. So, but yeah, like I was saying before. But some of those guys that we have, like Noah Williams and those dudes, Spags don't mind throwing in some corners. Noah Williams need to get those reps. There's no reason for him to be on the sideline. And if he's able to do the job, put him in there. And
whoa, that was without a lag. He just dropped. Uh-oh. Yep, they must have a bad storm in Kentucky tonight. Sasha, is that true? You guys have a bad storm down there? Hope you're all right, buddy. Yikes. Hope he didn't lose his power. That was pretty sudden there. Huh. Well, I mean, like JD said, it was abrupt. That was a clean cut. So I'm guessing he might have lost power. That's a power loss type of cut there. Well, what I can say is it is nice to see Noah Williams getting more playing time. Just looking at his snap count here through the weeks. Just like every week's getting more and more and more. And like, I think he was rated like 90 overall in like PFF this past week. I mean, that's the, so that's defensive line. So you guys see Gelati there and then cornerbacks here. So, where's our guy? Where's Noel? 19 snaps last week. So, I mean, each week is getting better for him. So that I mean, that is nice. Yeah. So what is that? Yeah, 19 this past week, 8 the previous week. So, yeah, 90. And he got 90 PFF. I know PFF is whatever, but like, and like JD said, Spags isn't scared about playing someone, like, look, I mean, Jalen Watson, 7th round guy, Josh Williams, late round guy, Nazi, 7th round guy. So Spags doesn't really care what round you are. If you can fit in the system, you're going to play. And like JD said, I mean, there's not a lot of X's and O's that go into there's no like it's see ball, get ball kind of thing, like what JD was saying, right? So I think that does help with that. So okay, Susan, yeah. Susan's storming over here. Yeah. I thought, did you guys lose power with Susan? Because JD kind of it was an abrupt jump off for JD. So I hope he's okay. Hope you guys are all right in that storm. So yeah, so like JD said, you're seeing that the growth and how much playing time he's getting, and like you said, linebackers here. I mean, these guys are studs. Like, I mean, you just look at those guys who are getting playing time. The most of it between Bolton, Tranquil, Chanel, Cochran, Bossa. I mean, like, well, it's a good room, but you see these three, I mean, they're playing the entire game. I mean, even Chanel's not even playing that much. I mean, if you think about it, so that tells you a lot, right? That Chanel's not even getting more than 50% of snaps. Last week, week 2, 63%. This past week, 47%. So it's pretty interesting. He got less than 50% of the snaps. Then you see Bolton's getting 100%. Guys playing all game. So when people call him out for being winded or not fast enough to guard somebody, I mean, he's playing all game, guys. So he's pretty gassed. The Tranquil has been solid so far. That was his lowest snap count. Interesting how there was a dip there from week 2 to week 3 on the percentages between those guys. That is interesting. And this is also pretty interesting too. Seeing Gelati had most amount of snaps this game. So 37 snaps, 56% of the time. I mean, he's already jumped Malik Herring. And again, that's going to come with no Dana. He's going to get more playing time. So that does help out a big time. Karlaftis. I mean, Karlaftis is great. Karlaftis is the only one who had double-digit up. I think he had 15. I saw some ridiculous stat today that he has like the most amount of pressures on our team by like a lot between everybody else on our team, which is interesting because I for the first couple weeks, it just seemed like he wasn't doing much. But overall in the season, he's kind of dominating with the as far as pressures wise. But yeah, it's interesting to see the jump from 9 to 28 to 37. So it seems like Spags, obviously, whatever he saw here in this 9, he loved what he saw from Gelati. And of course, we knew he was going to love Gelati. Gelati's a dog. So sorry about that little sneeze. I didn't want you guys to hear it, so I muted it. Yeah, so I love that. And then defensive line. Obviously, Omar Numberline didn't play week 1, 16 last week, 22. Only 22 snaps this week. I thought he had a lot more snaps than that. Maybe just my bad. I didn't realize he had I didn't realize he only had 22. I know he started the game, but damn, that's a significant drop compared to 61. But again, you have these 3 guys in your defensive end spots who can play D tackle, who can play inside outside. So that will take away from here, but I love to see he's already jumped Noddy. That's amazing. So he went from 16. Him and Noddy kind of swapped, right? So he dropped 16 snaps. He made up 6 snaps. He went up 2 snaps. So they kind of made up for his. Okay, there. JD's back. JD, what's up, buddy?
What's up?
Did you lose power?
No, it just went on me like I said, man. It's storming down here right now. A little rain, but shouldn't have did that. So we're good to go.
Yeah, so I was just kind of seconding what you were saying. I was going to snap counts and just showing them like that each week these guys play, especially the youngsters. You're seeing Spags just trusting them more, right? Like you see Norman Lott only 22 snaps, but he's already leapfrogged. Look from week 2 to week 3, he's already leapfrogged Noddy in snaps, right, and overall snaps. And you're seeing in Gelati, I know Dana didn't play this past week, but Gelati going from 8 to 28 to 37. Getting more snaps, and you're seeing the trust that Spags has in these youngsters.
Mm-hmm. It's good stuff right here. So yeah, but it is like, and so how can you measure that? You measure it obviously on what you see on film, how effective guys being, and you're like, hey man, I'm gonna give you more to do. Like you're earning your spot, you're earning your way. I mean, and that's kind of where most teams look at. It's where they live. You get a guy here, okay, high rounds, you expect him to play. You do. So if he's up to, round 1 to round 4, like with Jalen Royals, you expect that guy to get significant playing time. That's what you want to be able to see. And we know Spags has never been shy to play, DBs, not at all. And so I think this normal lot, when I was sitting there trying to tell everybody, like, hey man, like we got him here so he can play both, not just the pass, but the run. That's what we got him here. No, why is Spags putting weight on him? That's not what he does. I'm like, oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, that is what he does. He's a defensive tackle. You got to do defensive tackle things. That's what it boils down to. We didn't just bring him in to be a pass rush defensive tackle. We got that guy. We want you to be a disruptor. And he showed that in the run game. He's holding up guys to the line of scrimmage. And that's exactly what we need. We need guys to hold up at the line of scrimmage, to take on two. So Chris Jones has one-on-one, or maybe our linebackers can run through the gap. And that's going to be significant, especially this week. We know that's going to be. You have to do that. You can't let Derrick Henry start getting off on you, man. He start heating up on you, man. It's going to be a long, long game. And I tell you what, you look at any game, okay, and if your safety is your leading tackler, you didn't have a good game. I mean, it's just that's the truth of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It means they're getting third level a lot.
Yeah. Hey, true. So
this is another thing too. I know we're talking about youngsters, right? So I guess sophomore year guys can be also considered as that, right? The CRWs of the world. What I think another takeaway from looking at the reps here, which I knew he played a lot. Obviously, I mean, you saw him in the game a lot, but going from obviously you see Noel went from 8 snaps last week to 19 this past week. But look at CRW, man, it went from 1 to 30, and like again, obviously we know since Fulton got hurt that we were going to see some of the different variations, but seeing his playing time jump from 1 to 30, and he made the most of his snaps this past week. I know Chris Wallace was a guy a lot of people were really excited about, but big fan of big fan of what I saw from CRW, but also a guy who's making the most of his snaps. Didn't play week 1, week 2 barely played, and then week 3 he comes out and pops off for the playing time he got.
Yeah, I mean he did a tremendous job, and sometimes you just got to shake it up a little bit, right? Don't have guys just be comfortable because you expect to be starting. Hey man, come on in here for this package. That's what I love about Spags. He does multiple packages with different guys, and he's going to utilize all those guys' strengths. So,
yeah, and also too, just like kind of what you said, and what that initial comment that we had was, Spags has never been shy to play these late round guys, be it undrafted, be it 4th round, be it from a small school, be it from a 7th round. He's going to put you out there. I mean, Jalen Watson got that week 2 start, that first ever Amazon Prime game, and everyone's like, who's this guy? I remember Pat McAfee had Chuck Pagano on. He was like, who's this number 35 guy who started tonight? This Watson. No one even knows who he is. 7th round, Washington State. Justin Herbert's going to go attack him all night. And what happened? Watson had a pick 6 that night. But again, like, Spags is never – whatever rookie he has, if he trusts you and he's going to play you. I mean, Nas, he was a 7th round pick. Nas, he's gotten a lot of playing time since his beginning. So, like, yeah, Spags doesn't care where he got you and how young you are or how old you are. He's going to play you if you fit his scheme.
Yeah, if you can play, you can play. Spags, it's like he didn't mind. Sure, we seen that a couple years ago, right? We was talking about the young guys came in and Trent, sure, Joshua Williams, Jalen, Watson, guys are getting to play. And everybody fussed about it. I was like, it makes sense to me. Shoot, throw me in there early so they can be ready later on down the road. You're going to be a successful team. You know that. But you got to prepare for later on. You have to. You know what is really when I look at that cornerback wise, I see Joshua Williams not getting a snap at all. So
Yeah, and that's eye opening, right? Because I mean, you see a guy like Wallace who only got 2 snaps last week. We're like, you know what, we're gonna trust you and go with you in this one. And even with Christian Fulton being out, you would think he would at least get some reps, right? But not at all. It's kind of nuts.
Man, shoot. Yeah, it is. Because I'm looking at Trent, obviously 100%. I mean, Jalen Watson, those are your 2 guys. Noah comes in and plays. And maybe you don't have to. You don't have to put him in. You know, like I said, there's certain ones you do rotate, and some guys you don't.
I will say something on the Bossa front. I know someone asked about Bossa. I mean, the linebackers unit has been great, but since we're talking about Josh Williams, right? Like Josh Williams plays special teams, and we saw the blunder he had where he touched the ball before he got to the returner. And then Jeffrey Bossa, on the other hand, he made a nice tackle on special teams. So we're seeing Bossa contribute on special teams and doing his thing. Obviously, there's a little bit more to special teams than just tackling, but I mean, he made a nice sure tackle on special teams. That's what you want to see from your linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, that's what he's supposed to do. If you don't do it, it's like, yeah, well, we can't put you out there on the regular D.
Yeah.
So now let him strive right here in special teams. You know, usually to keep guys hungry. So, and really, man, okay, I'll say this, and oh man. So I remember this. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. This is when I was in Philly, and I think my second year had gotten hurt, and I was being rotated in and out after having, I think, a pretty decent, rookie year. I made an all-rookie team, go to Hawaii, part of that whole the Rookie Bowl. And so when I came back, I remember I was over in Hawaii because I was like, man, I'm going to be over here every single year. I had a taste of success. I seen guys in the Pro Bowl and whatnot, so we was through all of that, right? You hear Keyshawn and all those guys was in there. We was all that the same year. In my second year, I was knowing I was gonna tear it up. That was my whole mindset was to tear it apart when I got back up here. Well, I was kind of pressing a little bit, same thing, little disgruntled because I feel like I didn't get, I thought I had made my worth to catch the football, and things started changing a little bit. Gruden's, offensive coordinator. And so I remember I told you, I went into the office, asked Gruden, like, hey man, like, I'm not getting the ball. What's the deal? Like, I can help out. And, he took it a little offensive to that. And I was just like, yo, like, for real? Like, I'm just saying, what I can do. You know what I can do. And I remember in my special teams meeting, can't think his name, but I'll look it up. But he reminded me of like a Tom Selleck. He had one of them old mustaches, it was and he said, hey, JD, he said, you know what? He said, you might get on the field more if you put more time and effort into your special teams. And I'm like, what? Like, it just like hit my head. Like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, where'd that come from? Like
you were from a standpoint of what, as in like, I'm better than special teams? Was that kind of where your head was at, or no? It was more.
No, look, I didn't mind doing anything. What do you ask me to do?
Right.
I didn't mind doing that whatsoever. But I think sometimes on special teams, assignment wise, I remember we were playing. Matter of fact, we were playing the Ravens. And I'll go down on punt, and the guy ended up either getting outside of me or something happened. And so while we in field meeting, we're kind of talking about the whole thing, what's going on. I'm just like, yo, I got ear hold. Shoot, I'm sitting over here getting blocked, and then all of a sudden I get ear hold by a guy. And we kind of got it, not really got into it, but he was just kind of fussing about that, that play in itself, right? So, all right, okay, whatever. But it dawned on me, like when he said that, and I remember going up to him after me, like, is this the reason I'm not getting to play? Is that the reason I'm getting, switched in and out? And so I wouldn't say they all talk. All the coaches talk. They do. But it seemed like the way it was being said, like I was being punished somewhat offensively, not getting the ball because of something I wasn't doing on special teams. I don't know. Or maybe it seemed like I was, arguing with the coach. And look, and coaches are human. Some could take it personal. Now, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this is what's going on with the Chief in itself. But guys can get frustrated. Okay. I had frustration like that. And sometimes special teams is not what you want to play because you do feel like you have made the transition to be a starter. I was a starter. I started my rookie year. Okay. And being now all of a sudden switching in and out was like, oh, what's going on here? So it was just a lot to it, man. I had to tell you, there's like more to the story there, but I was saying all this to say that when you don't do a good job on special teams, sometimes you might not get in the regular game. And you might feel like a lack of dedication or you're not doing your job well. And what you do is you lose a little bit of the passion of the game because you feel like, is that all I'm good for? Right? And I wonder if Joshua is kind of there. And last year, I'm observing, right? Because I'm a special teams coach. Okay. And I'm watching body language. I'm watching how guys are covering. I'm watching lane assignment, getting down, breaking down, all those different things. Speed to get down. And I think last year, I think he didn't really like playing special teams as much, having to be the gunner, because obviously everybody wants to be out there, right? I mean, I don't fault him by that. Everybody wants to be out there as a starter and star. Some guys might take offense to it, like, man, I deserve to be out here like with everybody else. I'm doing everything like everybody else. And so some coaches might look at it and say, man, if you're not giving the effort that you need on special teams, why should we put you out here in the regular field? That's a reality. These things can happen. It's all about how you carry yourself. How do you respond to adversity and these obstacles or things we ask you to do? Okay. If you don't have the passion to do the things we ask you to do, then how can we trust you? That's the word right there. How can we trust you in the real game? I remember that word. Somebody said it, like, how can we trust you in the real game if you're not doing your job on special teams or whatever, I was like, oh, okay, little tail. So, yeah.
And also, yeah, I mean, special teams is a very effort driven. Yes, you do your job. There's also a lot of effort. I mean, if you give effort out there, then coach will be, like you've been working your butt off in special teams. We're gonna give you a go in a rep here. See if you can just do what you did on special teams, but on defense.
I always keep going back to that. When we show that video of the special teams coach with the Atlanta Falcons, right? And he's talking to the guys. And that's part of the reality because it's like we ask you to do something and you feel like you're going to treat my meeting a different way than you do in your regular meeting. Okay. special teams is not that important to you. Well, guess what? If it ain't that important, then it ain't important for you to go out there on the regular field to do these things. Seriously. So I'm just saying that. Now, has he changed? Sure. I think he has. I don't know how this is all like, how it's playing out now, of him not getting any reps at all. I would think, man, you still want to get you're gonna need a Joshua Williams.
Maybe if he put it all together, man, with his frame and his size, man, he'd be awesome.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, Fayetteville, man, I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of Fayetteville. When I talk to him up there, he's a good dude. You can just tell he's a good dude, man. Jovial and how he plays, and he talks.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, 100%.
Todd Hofree said Jay Williams hit his ceiling in KC like Sky Moore. And
I think it's still different too, right? He was a little later round pick. He comes from a smaller school. He was a key contributor to a Super Bowl team. Sky Moore did, but Josh played more snaps than Sky Moore did. I just think, it can happen, right? Where a guy can lose confidence, right? You just talked about that, going from playing all the time on the defense to going playing special teams. It feels like a demotion.
Yeah, it does. It does. And if you were looking for guys to come out of that pack last year, right? Who's going to take this position over? Who was going to do it? It didn't seem like it was a clear guy to be that second corner. The Jalen Watson got hurt. It was Najee, then it was Williams, and we was trying to figure out, well, who's going to be? Who's going to be the guy that wants to play this position? Who wants it? Who wants it more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got ample opportunity too.
And Demetrio Spence, well said, Josh Williams gave the team good snaps. He sure did. He was one of the guys when he first got here that got that type of experience. He helped us out a lot. And what I was going to say, Marcus, that what you just brought up stat-wise, can you go to that year, like what it was 2 years ago and what his play was like? Can you do that? We'll just see over the years what it looks like. So, I think it's telling, at least to see how his snaps is diminished. Because I ain't really heard him, being hurt or anything, right?
This is 2023.
Okay.
The last year, L'Jarius Sneed.
So, shoot, he was in there 56, 46, 33, 47, 40, 19. It's good numbers, right? In the middle, everybody was kind of where they needed to be. And then he got 154, 25, 43. He got playoff experience. You know what I mean? So this is playoff experience. As a matter of fact, he was leading playoff experience with more than Watson. And they was back and forth, but it really was. Who was going to merge themselves at that moment?
And you can also say they were kind of betting on him kind of taking over, hence why they didn't make a play to keep Sneed. That's why they traded him. He was part of the reason why they're like, you know what? We're good to get rid of Sneed. We got Joshua Williams.
Got young guys that could play, and he could play. He could play, man. We shoot. Hitting the ceiling in Sky Moore, man. Everybody gonna use Sky Moore as the measurement now, huh? The barometer. And sometimes these things just happen because, if a guy just hadn't really got to the place where it needs to, shoot. It might just take one game for it to show up when you need him. So is this the next year?
This is 2024, yeah.
Okay. So sporadic, but he's getting good snaps, man. Shoot, what is that week? What was that? Verse 49, then tails off.
The difference was this year. So Najee came back from the injury, so he's getting a lot more playing time. Roland Wallace comes middle of the season. He gets kind of so they divvy up. I guess they divvy up Snead snaps between Najee, Williams, and Roland Wallace.
Mm-hmm. And that was the thing that was being the clear player. But I didn't really. But Joshua Williams was getting some. He was getting some good reps, man. And guess what? Every year, it's a new guy in town.
Yep.
So
always looking to replace you, like you always mention.
always replace you.
Appreciate the contribution, Valerie. Much love. Much love.
Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, ding, ding.
All right, so JD, I had a soundbite here from Pat on talking about the run game and how he felt like this past weekend they did a better job of kind of balance. And a word that you and I say a lot on the show, we talk about a lot of words, but balance is one word they probably might be underrated, as might be the most mentioned word we say on the show. But Pat talked about the run game, and this is crucial because we are playing against the worst run D one of the worst run Ds in the league. Baltimore averaging teams are averaging 150 yards per game against them. And again, we don't have David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, and that's what I'm hearing from a lot of Chief fans saying, kind of poo-pooing us, saying, well, we don't have Montgomery Gibbs, so we're not going to do that. But nonetheless, it's something they're battling with in Baltimore. But here's Pat's thoughts on the balance that the offense showed this past weekend.
We want to be balanced. I mean, I think every team in the NFL does, and I thought this last week we did a better job of running the ball, and I thought the offensive line did a good job of doing the run blocking together and the chemistry building between them. And I know that you saw Monday night at the Ravens, but they're a prideful group, man. I don't think they're going to be very happy with the film, and they're going to come out with the mentality of stopping the run. So it'll be a great test for us. And so it'll be able to go up there and be able to run the football and then be able to pass off of it. Will be important to us. Stay balanced and go up against a team that's going to be as hungry as we are. So it'll be a great football game this weekend.
JD, what are your thoughts on what Pat has to say about what he saw from this past weekend? And also at the same point, they may be a really bad run defense right now, but the Ravens are a prideful group, and they're going to be making sure they don't let 230 yards happen on them again.
But Pat said everything that did happen in the game. Offensive line blocked a lot better. There was a little bit more balance on some of the things they did. And like I said before, I think that's a form to winning. I think we need to do it offensively, especially when we're sitting there saying we have two of our receivers that's out of the game. We need to lean into our running game. Helps out, opens up the pass. Helps out, opens up the middle. And last game we started throwing in the middle a little bit more. We need to get intermediate routes. So let's exploit it. You don't have to have Gibbs or Montgomery, to do what you do. Look, I like Pacheco and Hunt. I know a lot of other people don't like them, and I think when we start taking their legs out from underneath of who they are, we really diminish how good these guys are. They're good running backs, they're NFL running backs. They're on the Chiefs for a reason. We're not taking charity cases. Okay, these guys got talented running backs, man. They are. Sometimes we just need to open up the hole for them. Same thing with Bashar Smith. So I just, it's cringy when I hear our fans say that, oh, well, we don't have such a, we don't, daggone. We got what we got. Let's be good with it. These guys can play. They can make yards. We've seen that. They've done it before. Yep. Got to find that real. You have to. And it all depends on what's up front. It depends on what's up front. Because Marcus, we sitting over saying we're gonna take Gentry. What's he done since he's been in the league? Huh? How about Caleb Johnson?
I don't think he's been. I think he was a healthy scratch this past weekend.
Okay. So we talking about some of these top running backs, and we've been talking about coming out in the draft and all. Okay, well, a lot of these guys ain't really been burning it up. So it takes a lot. It takes everybody up front, and Pat said it himself. The guys up front have blocked better, and we need even more from them. We do. So that's what enrages me. Because we always want to look somewhere else. That's always doing. And that's the talk. That's the talk, man. First thing everybody want to go, let's go get Alvin Kamara and we gonna make a deal. Man, we good where we at. We good right now. The guys block up front, we're good where we are. We don't have to solidify our offense around Alvin Kamara. We don't have to do that. We don't. Pac and the Hunt are fine enough. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Sometimes you just got to move the chains. Same thing, everybody like, Tyquan Thornton has done more with less than Hollywood Brown. Tyquan Thornton is running deep routes. What are we saying here? What are we saying? We asking Hollywood Brown to move the chains or Juju to move the chains. That's what we asking. That's how these things work. We don't need everybody to go up top, man. It boggles my mind. Because I'm like, this is a team sport, man. We need 6 yards here, 7 yards here. We try to get first downs, move the chains to get into the end zone. I know the sexy thing is a deep route. I know that's the sexy thing everybody want to see. Everybody want to see the deep route thrown and, oh my gosh, go up in the air, go catch it, and 40-yard bomb. We want to see those things. Got spoiled when Pat was throwing it to Tyreek Hill because Tyreek could run around guys and catch the things. Pat was throwing it up. He was just throwing it up. And Tyreek would maneuver because he was so fast and go up and go catch the football. And we got spoiled. We got excited because of those things, right? And we started looking, MVS was coming up here, deep ball guy, and he had a few problems and issues. But this is there it is, Witchy, right there. People are acting like their fantasy league should apply to team. Thank you, Witchy. Exactly that. And I told you, Marcus, when I'm sitting over here having this conversation and, Tage, I love Tage to death. Tyquan Thornton needs to be what? Tyquan, Hollywood Brown don't do anything more better than Tyquan Thornton. This is where we are. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I've seen a lot of arguments on Twitter with the same kind of thing, the Tyquan versus Hollywood debate. I've seen that all over Twitter over the last since Sunday. And I get it. Tyquan Thornton's a great story, so I think people are really they love that story. So it's kind of one of those things like it's kind of prisoner of the moment. I think a lot of fans are. They love that we got a steal from the Patriots, a guy who was like a second round pick, and we came to us, and now he's shining. So that shiny toy that we've discovered, it's like, oh, he's the guy, and it's like that, and that's. I think just a lot of people are just kind of have recency bias right now with the whole Tyquan Thornton over the last 4 days.
Yeah, look, and love Tyquan Thornton. I just like, man, that's what we want. We want to see that. Bravo. Definitely want to see that. But daggone, we can't have the sexy all the time. You know what I mean? It just, yeah. Shoot, love Tage, but we start going into the fantasy. Like I'm looking at my fantasy because I want points. Deep balls. And so
and I will say like that when I see people say like, oh, we don't have Gibbs and Montgomery. Well, the Lions can say the same. They don't have Mahomes back there. They have Jared Goff back there. So like what? Their passing game can't work because they don't have Pat Mahomes back there. I mean, like no, they're still getting off stuff they want to be getting off their passing game. I mean, like Amon-Ra St. Brown was eating the Ravens secondary alive, but they don't have Pat Mahomes back there. They're doing it with Jared Goff. So like the same application we want to place on our running backs because we don't have Demont or Gibbs. They can place that on their passing game not working because they don't have Patrick Mahomes back there. No, I mean that's not how it works.
Yeah, it doesn't. So I don't know, man. I just it just well, I just start laughing at some of the, because one thing we'll do is we can really dismiss our guys because they can't go hit their head on the goalpost. They're not the fastest, okay, but they get the job done, and that's what we ask them to do. We ask them to move the change. That's what we ask them to do. So, run it back by committee or let one take it over, and we want guys to get hot hands. Pac and Hunt are doing good for us. We block up front. That's their job. We're supposed to get them yards. That's the way it's supposed to work. So it's been a failure of our offensive line that hadn't been the best these past 3 weeks. And I'm not saying anything, like I said, controversial. Those guys will tell you that. So, but they got better, and they will keep getting better. They will keep getting better. And like Pat says, they continue to gel like they are. And, we have some of the best linemen in the league. You just got to continue to play like it, man. It's a consistent part of it.
Yeah. I mean, and Hunt has his role. I know people want to say his yards per carry is not good, but I mean, Hunt is literally, I think I looked at a stat today. I think he's top 20 in first downs for running backs this year. I mean, like, he's an automatic first down on 3rd and 3. And I know people are talk about, like, and I see this all the time from all these Arrowhead addicts, all these different content creators. Pop doesn't have any explosive, or not Pop. Hunt has no explosive runs. Like, he only has 110 plus yard per carry this season. Like, who cares? I mean, that's not his role. I mean, he's getting us 4 yards. He's getting us tough yards. We don't have to do the tush push or QB sneaks because we have Kareem Hunt. I don't get this whole explosive run play thing. Like, defenses only will respect your run game if you're getting positive yards. If we're getting 3 to 5 yards a pop between Hunt and Kareem, defenses are going to respect that. It doesn't have to be a home run hitting or run every time, which I don't know why. Again, it plays along with the whole fantasy and betting perspective, but like, we don't need these 10-plus yard runs. They're great to have. We don't need them to be successful run game.
Right. Last time I checked, the math works. You get 4 yards here, 5 yards here. Another one, you only need another yard for the first down. We seen Kareem starting to get in those 11 and 12. We seen that. He's able to do those things. Pop got around the corner last week. He was able to get up in there for a couple of good runs. And so the same thing with this whole, like, Brashard Smith. We want him to, start to ascend. We want him to get, some reps, work him in too. He's a guy that has the speed to go hit his head on the goalpost, but he still has to work on the, everything coming together. Breathing, the blocking scheme, the patience, all those things happen. All right. So, yeah, man, I just for me, it's just like, wow. Oh.
Yeah. People just want the flashy new toy. They want us to go trade for a big name. And it's like, yeah, because that's worked so well for us in the past, right? I mean, let's take it back to Le'Veon Bell. That didn't work out at all. I remember every other times, like, oh, yeah, Le'Veon Bell's coming to town. Like, okay, did it work out? No, it didn't work out. I think it was Shady McCoy was a healthy scratch to the Super Bowl. But, like, again, like, we've had these late season acquisitions on running backs, and they haven't worked out. We have 2 legit dudes back there. So, I don't know. Yeah. You just want the flashy new toy, JD. All right, one more topic, and then we'll get to you guys to come in. I'm going to post a link in the chat so you guys can hop in and talk to us about anything you guys want to talk about. But, JD, Xavier Worthy, full practice participant today. But there was a story from Nate Taylor saying that Worthy, while he is on track to play this week, he will be more of a decoy. And Tyquan Thorne will probably be – Tyquan Hollywood would probably be the guys to look at this week. I mean, what do you think about that? If he plays, is he going to be a decoy? I mean, like, if he's good to go, he's good to go to play. Again, he's not going to be 100% until he gets the surgery on his labrum in the offseason. But, like, what do you think of this whole decoy thing, and how much stock do you put into decoy reports? And every time I hear a decoy report, I always run my eyes at it, because if the guy's going to play, he's going to play.
He's going to play. He's going to play. If that sucker's open, we're going to throw the football to him. Ain't like he's just going to run. He's wide open. Pat like, tricked you. I'm throwing the knee. No. Look, what you're doing. Not necessarily decoy, but he's another body that you better scheme for. You have to. You got to do those things. And so it's like, oh, okay. Well, shoot, we weren't just thinking about Hollywood Brown or Tyquan Thornton and, Nico Remigio and all. Shoot, we got Xavier Worthy now too? Okay. Well, shoot, we better. We want to get our A game on. So it's just another weapon that we can utilize. And nobody's a decoy. That for real. I'm talking about decoy. Yeah.
Is that a gamesmanship thing? Like, I see Todd Toll-Free here say, as a coach, I would tell the media he's a decoy. Is that somewhat gamesmanship to say, oh, yeah, he's going to play, but decoy, don't worry about him?
Yeah. Well, hey, you say he's a decoy, teams are going to be like, wait a minute. Yeah, they ain't going to throw it to him. He only a decoy. Like, teams are going to believe that. They're like, you better not let the sucker get behind you. They didn't give him, some time, the 2 weeks to get his body at least out here to practice to feel how that is. If he's practicing, he's catching footballs. He just ain't just running routes. So that's the way that is. I just shoot. Yeah, decoy, man. You can fall for it if you want to. Banana in the tailpipe, right? If I put a banana in the tailpipe, you'd like.
I mean, and let's not forget, not Hollywood. Xavier Worthy's debut last year against the Ravens at home. 2 catches, 47 yards, a touchdown, and 1 carry, 21 yards, and a touchdown. So Baltimore definitely remembers Xavier Worthy being on the field because his debut was a beaut against Baltimore. So yes, they'll definitely be mindful of number 1 on the field. So like I saw the reports like, oh yeah, like, don't worry about Xavier Worthy. It'll be more of a decoy in this offense. The Chiefs offense will be happy to have him back, but he'll act as more of a decoy. It's like, nah. If they're going to run the risk of having him out there with this injury as it is, he's probably good enough to go to play the game. I don't see this whole decoy thing. I think it's more gamesmanship. And, of course, did you ever any games where you're playing where, like, the coach is like, hey, like, someone who is, like, questionable, but hey, we're going to play you anyway. We're going to activate you just because, defenses will want to keep an eye on you, but you're not really going to have a major role today. Were you ever around that?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's going to come in and limited reps, I'm sure. Okay, you still want to be able to save the shoulder. We still want to feel like, how does it feel out there? They're asking him every single day when he's out there running, he's getting pushed around. How does it feel? Okay, would you make an adjustment on the harness? What do we need to do? And so what he's doing is he's giving all the information he needs for them to gauge. Okay, well, are you going to be on a pitch count or what? What's going to be the deal? Is he going to be on a snap count or pitch count, all these things? And we'll see. But he's just another threat. He's just another threat. All right. Hold on, man. Let me I got to take this phone call real quick, Marcus. All right.
Okay.
So, all right.
All right, brother. All right. All right, so while JD takes that phone call, I'm going to bring on a guest. We have Del Monte Green Beans. Del Monte, what's going on, buddy? Del Monte, can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah, what up, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, man. How you doing, bud?
In the garage. I ain't want to mess up the broadcast like last time.
No, you're good. The sound's much better than last time. You're good, buddy.
That iPad got me at a weird angle.
What's that?
iPad got me at a weird angle.
No, you look good. You look good.
I gotta move up, son. I'm up here looking like tired and shit.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? How was your dinner?
I ain't ate yet. I just feed the kids, and then sometime after that, I don't even feel like eating. I don't know how it is. Lost too much weight like that too.
So Del Monte, JD and I were talking about Xavier Worthy, this whole decoy report by Nate Taylor. I think JD's back on. Yeah, there he is. Okay.
Cool breeze. What up, man? What's happening?
Yo. What up with you, man?
Man, I don't know it. I don't know it at all, man.
I tell little mama, man, don't sleep on that turmeric and that spaghetti. It's a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Turmeric up in there. Yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm. The turmeric, hey, that's a nice little spice though.
Oxtails, man. You got it. What you doing, dude? You ain't got no oxtails yet?
No, not yet. No oxtails for me.
Yeah, we gotta get Mark. We gotta get Marcus on, man. We gotta get him on with some Marcus tales.
Well, he's gonna roll his eyes back in his head. He's like, "What the hell have I been doing?"
Yeah.
So
go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, so Delmonte, we were talking right before we brought you on. We were talking about this whole decoy report. What do you make of this? I'm seeing a lot of Chief fans. I actually got into an argument last week about the whole Xavier Worthy thing. Just more so on Twitter, it was saying like, look, like either plays this weekend or not. I don't know how much better he's going to get from this standpoint because at the end of the day, he 100% needs surgery. And there's really, I mean, yes, resting will make it feel a little bit better, but for the most part, what we have right now with Xavier Worthy is kind of what it's going to be like for the rest of the year. So, I mean, I get we played an inferior opponent last week with the Giants, and I think we talked about on our Friday show that essentially he's probably going to play against the Ravens. We're going to rest him one more week to make sure he was all good to go for the Ravens game. But now that he's here, do you think we see a full dose of Xavier Worthy, or what do you think he's going to be more of a decoy, Delmonte?
If he'd be able to hit the field, I really don't. I would rather us play our players that use our receivers that we ain't been using. So when it come down later on in the mid-season, we got a whole squad of joints, and ain't nobody gonna be able to do anything. They gonna be like, we're gonna pick poison on them.
Mm-hmm.
Let your young soldiers ball. Let your young soldiers get a run. They gotta be able to get out there to get what Pat is doing. So you got to get through that part. That's all right. And then in the mid-season, we get Rashid and everybody else back, and it's going to be a whole problem. Just relax, yo. We didn't see this before.
Yeah.
Everybody else panicking and stuff. But then if they don't win and all that, I'm cool. Then we'll be in the middle of the range of the draft, and then we can reload and retool and all that. So I ain't tripping. We done won, and I'm not going to be spoiled like that because I done seen the team go through so much through the years. Like, yo, I'm kind of satisfied. We can't be spoiled like that. Now, you can't be acting like you a Cowboys fan. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, hey, I think. Well, we got a much better overall team,
Yeah.
and that's the thing about it. With the stars that we got, Pat and those guys they ain't gonna let the season get away from them. And it's early, like you said. The other guys, all we had to do was just hold it down, hold the fort down until those guys get back. But so you're saying don't even play Xavier Worthy? You know what I mean?
Probably just let him get his whole thing Barron's back, and then when we get everybody back, it's gonna be a problem. Then they're gonna be talking about we cheating again.
Oh yeah. So. That's never gonna stop. They're gonna always find out somewhere things wasn't
I ain't worried about all that.
on our side. Oh yeah.
Come on.
I will say no one's really talking about us being cheaters right now. Everyone's talking about Philadelphia and the NFL cheating for Philly. And I've also seen some Chargers, NFL's cheating for the Chargers as well. I've seen a lot more Chargers and Eagles getting the positive end of the NFL's calls this year so far. So Chiefs are kind of out of that limelight as of right now, but once we get on a roll, then we'll probably hear that again.
Yeah, it's other YouTube Chiefs channels. They up here bugging. Like, relax, yo, relax. Enjoy the adventure. That's what we doing.
Hey man, that's what it got to be.
I wish I was 25 again. Well, I go knock on the door around the corner. Ever seen one of them else?
Hey man, it's got to be like that selective rage. It has to be. And that's the problem. The problem is because if you're not fussing about it, you're not arguing about it, then you don't feel like you have a voice on saying anything. And it's just like you said, relax. Look, we got a great team. We know that. We got great players. We got these guys have been here before. They have. And so you just got to trust the guys that we have in us. And it ain't like we getting blown out. We lost both games and we was in them. We should have won both games.
Yeah, you can tell that there's some kind of rhythm or something is off. Something is off a little bit. Other than your boy, he keep on lining up behind the center. I'm like, my man. I'm like, yo, come on, bro. Everybody bugging out. We up at the gas station. They up there talking about. They talking about your boy like, yo, he need to retire and all that at the gas station, around the way. Like, yo, sitting outside the gas station talking about Jawan. You like, dude, you need to.
Who needs to retire? Who are you talking about?
Jawan Taylor, this dude.
Oh,
jumping off sides all the time. It's we
Yeah,
get
yeah.
going, like, yo, come on, bro. Yo, what are you doing?
Yeah. Hey, I told you, man, short leash. It's been a short leash, and he has been told that. I guarantee it has been told to him, and he understands that. He's been there before. So
yeah, I'm not there. I can understand. You know, they know
yeah.
going on that we don't know, but they can't tell everybody what they know. We can't just give all the secrets. The team can't give you everything as a community, or we ain't gonna win. You can't just tell everything.
I don't know. The way Andy was speaking today, it sounds like Juwan's ain't no short leash for him. He's a big Juwan guy. I don't know. It's just a coach having his back in the media. But Andy said when he doesn't have the penalties, Andy today during his press conference, he said that when he doesn't have the penalties, he's one of the best tackles in the league. So that was what Andy said today. So about Juwan. Andy said when he doesn't have the exact quote was, when he doesn't have the penalties, his percentages have been good. You can argue one of the better tackles in the league in pass protection. So Andy's got Juwan's back big time.
I guess, hey, I mean, he got that bag, so he don't have to say something. when I start Madden franchise, I trade his ass before I even start the franchise off. I go find somebody that's
Wow, man. Wow. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, man.
Well, I tell you what, but Andy has a point. When Juwan's good, he's good. Okay. Yeah. When he's bad, he's, that's just what it is. But he does a decent job. And like I said, I thought some of the plays look, first couple of weeks like he was still hurt, like it was still some things there. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's just him getting into where he is his groove too, because it's going to take all of him getting into that groove. But maybe this is, we'll see in a different Juwan Taylor, him turning the corner. We'll just have to see.
Well, I need to get them Clippers going. Boy,
all right, hey man, we appreciate you, man. Hey, we got some other people coming in here, man. Appreciate you, brother, man. Hey, next time get out there, hey, I'm gonna tell my wifey, man, go ahead and put some at turmeric in the.
Yeah, you don't need a whole bit. You don't need a whole bunch. Maybe like a teaspoon here and there. Get that joint smoke rolling. It'll turn yellow, but you just keep making it pop, and then you're gonna have itis at the end.
I got you. Chef Green Beans. Appreciate it, my brother. Thank you so much.
All right, so we got Will in the chat, and we got our guy. Yeah, good luck. Chuck is also in the chat. We got a couple people coming up here. All right, we got Will coming on here. Oh, what's up,
man,
Will? How you doing, buddy?
How's it going?
What up?
Call me just as I pulled up at the house, man.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I was playing golf this Monday with a Ravens fan. They paired us up, man. I beat him down. I beat the brakes off that fool, man. And I told him, hey, this is a foreshadowing of what's finna happen this Sunday when the Chiefs come down to Baltimore and beat the brakes off them. So that's what we hoping for, Because I was talking smack. Please, Chiefs, I was talking so much smack.
Talk it, baby. Go on talking. Let them know, man.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? What do you think about this whole Xavier Worthy being a decoy? Do you think the man should play?
I mean, how
limited or what?
I don't know how you play a decoy in the NFL, man. That just sounds so crazy to me. Now I do know, like I tore my labrum last year, so I do know that it's painful. But I mean, I didn't have these doctors, I didn't have the treatment, and I mean, he's a dog, he's tougher than me. So if he plays, I expect him, to do what they do. They're probably not going to play him a ton of snaps because that's just how Andy Reid rolls. But if he's in there, he's. And they need to treat both the defense, the Baltimore defense, they need to treat him as a threat, and the Chiefs offense need to treat him like he's a threat and give him the ball if he's open, man. There ain't no decoy. I don't know how you even do that in the NFL. That don't make sense to me.
No. And the Ravens ain't falling for it either. They going to prepare for him, And even if he is a decoy, you got to prepare for him anyway, right? So you better lace your shoes up, okay? because ain't nothing wrong with his legs and his feet. Okay, that joker's still fast. All right.
Yes, sir.
Get behind you. That it's gonna be all she wrote. So.
And this is also a dude. I know everyone's like, "Oh, he's a small, slight guy." There's also a guy who played half a college season with a broken hand, so you can play through. I know I'm not knocking torn labrums. I'm sure they hurt like hell, but we're talking about a guy who played as a receiver with a broken hand. So he's
a
a
broken
tough
hand hurts too.
Yeah, oh yeah,
he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. That's for sure. So yeah, man, look, we're gonna hold it down. We make sure, man, when you're gonna be able to cash that check. Okay. All right. Okay.
I hope so. Yes, sir.
All right. All right, my
it.
brother. I appreciate you, Will.
Thank you, man. Yeah, y'all be safe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll see you Friday night, Will, for the betting show, buddy.
Hey, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm at to get that hat, man. I'm at to get that hat.
Texas hat, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Texas. Everybody got cowboy hats, you know.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Take it easy, buddy. Have a good night, man.
Hey, thank you. Y'all too.
All right, we got a few other people in the chat waiting to come in, but right now we're gonna bring our guy, formerly known as Bad Luck Chuck, and he's now Good Luck Chuck in the Kingdom Cast podcast. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's
up with the gang? It's been a minute, man. How y'all doing?
Doing well, man. How you doing, brother? Everything all right? Everything good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I'm blessed, man. You know, can't complain, man.
Yes,
Finally get to catch one of y'all lives for a minute, man. I mean, you know, sometimes I be forgetting that y'all be on live sometimes, man. And I've been listening to your content at work too and stuff, like catching a replay or whatever. But I finally caught y'all live, so you know, good to chop it up with y'all for a change.
Yeah, man. Look, we said we had to do a collab anyway, you know, put this thing together. All right, so we still got to be on that for sure, you know. So what Chuck, you know, y'all do y'all coverage, okay? Kingdom Cash, y'all put all the stuff out here, talking about it. I love y'all channel, the things that y'all talk about, right? And I believe that, man, y'all come with the realness too, right? Y'all don't mix no words. Y'all let it just be known how it is. So what do you think about the season right now? Okay, just real quick. What do you think?
Man, I mean, offensively, man, I'm seeing a lot of the same stuff from last year, unfortunately, and it's concerning for me right now. I'm not even gonna hold you, because I mean, I'm hearing everybody saying, you know, we missing guys. You know, just wait till all the guys get back. It's gonna get better, and I'm just like, okay, you know, I'm gonna wait on it, and when they all get back, I'll give it 4 games. But if I'm seeing the same old nonsense, you know, lacking red zone efficiency and whatnot, then we're gonna have a discussion, you know. But defensively, Spags, you know, he took it to heart at the week 1. You know, a lot of miscommunication overall defensively. It looks like that's been cleaned up the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
So that's a good sign. And then special teams. I mean, I know Harrison Butker even kind of struggling a little bit, missing 4 kicks in the last 3 weeks. You know, the kickoffs. I mean, I heard we was talking about it in like dismiss discussions, like, you know, Harrison may want to take the approach from like either kicker from the Eagles and Rams game, because they both was kicking line drives, you know, giving their guys on coverage a chance to get down the field quick. You know what I'm saying? So there's stuff like that, but offense has definitely been the main concern for me. And like, I'm a real observant guy, right? I observe a lot of things, and like watching that Giants game on Sunday night, and how things unraveled in the first half when it was still looking rough. And then, you know, the second half, it cleaned up. It got cleaned up a bit. It looked a little better. But my thing is this. I felt like it was a difference in, you know, play calling. I felt like Andy Reid took on 100% of the play call in the second half to me. And, like, at the very end of the game, when they ran the clock out, they had Andy Reid and Matt Nagy on the screen, had like a little discussion. And, you know, I don't know if Andy Reid was really locked in on the conversation or not. You know, you see Matt Nagy talking to Andy Reid, and, you know, that was kind of telling to me. So that was my thing.
Yeah, you know, it's just like that. It's tricky because we don't know where it begins, where it ends, or where, you know, who's making the call. And shoot, it's hard to tell. You know, somebody's like, oh, I can tell the play calling that was in there. Well, I can tell the play calling this is such and such. I can tell the play calling. And, you know, when you go into the hierarchy, Andy's going to have priority when he needs to, but he doesn't mind stepping out of the way, let Nagy do his thing. But they will get on talking about it. They all got the same play sheet. Okay. They're all looking at it like play number, 187. Okay. What do you think about that? They have it all, whether it's going to be down and distance, what type of situation. That's what the play sheet looks like. Okay. That's how the calls work. So if it's something Andy didn't like, he ain't going to sign in on it. He's not. He's like, hey, man, I don't like that. And, he'll step in when he needs to. But I do believe at a certain point, halftime, I think it's where it looked different. Is like, man, we need to get this run game established. We said this before coming in the game that we need to do the run game. And they probably looked at the stats was like, we ain't did that yet. And that's if we're sitting over here and it doesn't look good because we haven't started the run game, we need to implement that right now, right? I mean, we're tied up. We ain't really been doing nothing offensively. So let's do something different. And they did. They did. And I hope they took account of understanding and listening and saying, let's run the football more. Let's let our linemen go hit the guys. Okay. Burns is killing us in the pass rush. That sucker, he's eating everybody's lunch up. So how about we make sure that we deplete what he's doing and run the ball effectively. And I think that's probably what they changed up, as a group to do that. So hopefully this game with the Ravens, we're going to see a balance too. Okay. The only way I will say this is the only thing I'll say, Chuck. The only way that I would sit there and say maybe when we have 70-30 or something of that nature is when you have everybody's there, right? When you got the firepower to throw the ball down the field 70-30 times. And then you let our running backs, let them get off. Before that, I say it needs to be more balanced now. Why not? The run game is going to help out the pass. Implement that more now because it helps out all the receivers that we got. Okay, everybody's sitting there saying, it's not as good as Rashid Rice, Xavier Worthy, like all those things, right? That's what people are saying. So what do you think about that? Do you agree with that or what?
Yeah, because more than ever, we definitely need to be more balanced. And like you see in that second half, you start to see a few more plays under center too. And that was one of the things that needed to happen because we ran too much shotgun, man, and we could never just get in the flow. I'm like, we gotta start running some plays under center. And you saw like some of the run plays, they use jet motion, they use fly motion to move the chess pieces, get the defense all balanced. And you saw like Pacheco or Kareem Hunt, whoever's back there in the backfield, the run game looked a little better in my opinion. And like the stats back it up, the data's back it up. Like when the Chiefs go under center, they are a more effective running team.
Absolutely, 1,000%. Play action helps better. You can hide the ball better. All those different things. And when you're out there shotgun, everybody can see it. They can know where you ride immediately. They can tell the ball's going to run it back or not. So yeah, I agree, 1,000%, man.
Yeah, because we don't have the running back. We don't have the type of running back to be running out of the gun all the time. We don't have a Devin A. Chain or Alvin Kamara, some of the Chiefs fan base, they keep bringing their names up, thinking we got a shot at those guys for whatever reason, but I'm just using those guys as examples. So
yeah.
Looking at the stats in the second half, because I think that's where you talk about the balance where that really showed up. If you don't include the last drive where Pat kneeled it down, we ran a total of 29 plays in the second half. Of the 29 plays, 15 of those are run plays. So that's what you want. That's the balance you want. That's what Pat was talking about in his presser today, the balance. 29 plays and 15 run plays, and that's what we didn't have in that first half of the game. So,
yeah. All right. My brother, man, I appreciate it, man. Look, we gotta put this thing together, Chuck, man. We've been sleeping on this thing, brother. We've been sleeping on it. So let us know when we get put this collab, man. We got to make it happen soon. All right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I still got your number, everything. So maybe like the next time you in town for a game or something, we try to set it up then. Who knows? So.
Okay. Sounds good, my brother. Sounds good. All right. Chuck from Kingdom Cast, everybody. Look, if y'all ain't had the chance to go check them out, please go see them. Please go see them. Okay. They do good work over there. You heard Chuck, man. You seen the analysis. He's breaking it down. So very observant. So
Chuck's a good dude.
Yes, sir. Yes,
we
sir.
love the Fells of Kingdom cast. We love all you guys.
He's famous. True.
Hey,
right,
he's the reason why we have a dynasty now. He's good luck, Chuck, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good luck. All right, my brother, man. Tell everybody I said what's up over there too, man. All right.
Yeah, most definitely. Y'all fellas take it easy.
All right, now.
Good seeing you, buddy.
All right.
All right, so now we got Chiefs fan from SoCal coming on here, and we're gonna end the show off with my guy, the best voice in Chiefs Kingdom, Deshaun Hammonds. But we're gonna go with Chiefs fan from SoCal coming on here.
Oh yeah.
All right, you guys and my brothers.
What's up, brother? What's
Hey,
going
I
on?
got a little sister to want to introduce you to. This is young Scarlett, my daughter. Scarlett, say hi. Hey, we got a little warm up. Okay, playmakers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Playmakers. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Is there a playmaker right there? Is that Taekwon catching that touchdown pass?
It is.
I guess we got a playmaker right there on the big screen.
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right. Just calling that out.
Good deal.
I know. How you doing, man?
We're doing well, man. We got that first win. Looking for the second win this week, of course. And I know you down there in Southern California, holding down. Everybody is doing like they're supposed to, and you represent the Chief like you should, man.
Oh man, you should see my big flag on the garage.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
I got the flag waiting. Everyone's got the USA flag. I got the Chiefs flag right now.
Okay. There you go. I got my Chiefs flag out in front of my house too, man. They know when you come by, it's Chiefs Kingdom over here, baby.
We ain't messing around, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So Worthy on the decoy. I think they might just wait a little bit till they go to him. They might go to him on the first pass. They could pull that off too, right? The first play of the game might be to Worthy just to let him know he's there. You got Taekwon that's really hot right now, and Hollywood's solid as ever. Yep. And they might just get him warmed up a little bit. I don't know, maybe a series before they throw to him. I don't know that they'll play him the decoy the whole game. Is that what everyone's saying? The whole game will be a decoy?
That's what they're saying. They're going to put him in as a decoy, let him run around. Nobody's going to cover him. Like they're not going to do that. If the man's open, they're going to throw the football to him. That's just the way it works, right? So look, he's practiced. So full week, last week he practiced a little bit, and all of it was to feel like pain tolerance, right? They just wanted to know what it's going to feel like and how he was going to do. And then, of course, we said this when it comes game time, vitamin T is your friend. Vitamin T is your friend. So
yeah, that's right. That's right. They're starting to come together. Second half looked really, pretty solid actually. First half, they needed to just shake all that other cobwebs off. I guess they finally got it shook off, and they had that talk at halftime, and they played really good. And you just got to give it to the defense. And I think somebody said in the chat, why doesn't the offense play more rookies? Obviously Josh Simmons is unbelievable. But Lott and Gelati, they're solid. Those boys are playing, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are, man. It being a breath of fresh air to see those guys come in and have some success. And like we said, we seen this a couple of years ago with the secondary. The secondary came in, had some success. We see the rotation now. And you heard what we were talking about Josh Williams. What do you think it is why Josh isn't playing?
I sent a note to you guys, and you might recall this. I mentioned doing an offensive line show would be great with all your experience, JD. I'm an avid sports fan forever. I did play a little quarterback at times, but I didn't really get into the what's the best way to block. I never really paid attention to that. I'll just be honest. But watching you guys and your experience as being an unbelievable blocking tight end, and I didn't get to see you, but I watched all the highlight reels. I watched them. I said, man, and you're showing us the right technique and to kind of explain that. I'm really into it now. So it's like I watch his technique, and I'll just kind of use, not to knock 74, because I know he does a nice job on the passing protection. But 74 stands up, but Josh has got his knees bent. He's a big man. He's got his power right where he wants it, and he moves his feet. He's constantly moving his feet. He's not ever flat-footed at all, right?
Right.
And I can't, the technique on that guy, and I watched him. I guess the guy he played against is pretty good from the Giants, right?
Burns,
A decent player, right?
Oh yeah.
And he just didn't. They didn't get to they didn't get to Patrick. I mean, he fell down on one play. I guess King Suma tripped him up a little bit, and they got their feet tangled. But his technique just looks so sound, and I wouldn't even have known that unless you had that episode. And and I was catching on as I'm doing with the blocking.
Yeah.
But I think he's solid, and I key on him. I'm watching him to see how he's doing and how he's doing it. Not only how is he producing, but how he's actually doing it. And everyone's raving about that guy, and I can understand why. I'm just so glad that we took the chance to get him at 30. And his injury, he just recovered so fast. It wasn't like it was like a sprain. The way he, came back, it wasn't like he warmed into it. He looked like from the first day of training camp, he could do what he needed to do.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's really what he just needed to have the confidence in the knee that it was going to be okay, right?
Yeah.
And once he got locked in that, it's like, okay, I'm going to be fine. I can't keep worrying about something's going to happen. And you start doing that, something will happen, right? It's just, psychologically, we could play with ourselves in that way. But, he's like, hey, man, everything's good. And I'm telling you, he got it tested. We're talking about Smith, Burns, Mack. He's gone through the gamut of some of the top pass rushers in the NFL.
Yeah.
So that to me, that's promising because he did so well. Now Burns, I think, was probably the hardest part for him because Burns he's 6'5" and he's long, and he's just got a whole different type of bend. Khalil Mack is, he ain't quite the same Khalil Mack he was a few years ago.
Okay.
But he's still effective, right? Still
Okay.
strong, still powerful, still he got great technique. But Burns is still kind of a guy that challenged him a little bit.
Okay. What do you think we got coming up this week? I mean, who's he going to go against? Who's his counterpart on the other side of the line?
They're having trouble on the edge over there. So
okay.
So their depth chart as it stands right now.
Yes, I was gonna look and see who we.
Oweh from Penn State, the guy that we were big fans of a couple of years ago.
Good. He's good.
Okay.
And,
so he's going to have a challenge, but I think he's up to it. He's just so powerful. He's got the technique and the power. So I'll be looking forward to watching that. Now, of course, the Lions did a heck of a job sacking to Lamar 7 times. I mean, that was impressive, wasn't it, to watch?
It was.
Oh yeah.
And I how do you think we're going to fare against? I mean, I don't expect us to sack him 7 times, but every year I watch him, I think, let's get that guy down. He's just running so freely all the time. So hopefully Spags can come up with something that, we get him down 2 to 3 times. That would be a win in my book because I don't think we've done that before.
Yeah, I mean, look, 5-1. I know people always talk about it being a Mahomes to Lamar comparison, but Mahomes is 5-1 against Lamar. But really, Spags is 5-1 against Lamar. If you think about it, right? I mean, always people want to say Spags or Lamar versus Mahomes. Really, Spags is the one kind of doing that to Lamar. So, Spags usually dials up something good to contain Lamar. At least eliminate the one side, either the passing game or the running game between the two of them. So, it will be interesting, kind of a chess match between the offense and the defense.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I know you got one more to go. I don't want to take any more time than I should, but I just wanted to say hi, check in. I'll check in again if that's okay.
Absolutely. Anytime,
always,
brother. Hey,
always watching you guys.
Appreciate it. You and your daughter hold it down out there in Southern California.
All right, we'll be cheering this weekend. Okay, Go Chiefs, and great to see you guys. Say hello to everyone in the community that's watching. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Take care now.
Yeah, there we go.
Buddy.
All right. Cheers.
Southern Cal.
Man, we have such a good group here, man. I love everybody in this community. All right, now we're going to bring on the voice. I'm going to call him the voice of the Chiefs Kingdom, man. Probably the best voice in the business is our guy.
Let me get my voice deep with Deshaun. Okay, all right, bring him on out. Okay.
Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing tonight?
What's up, my
What's going
man? You
on?
doing all right, Deshaun? You
Yes,
good, bro?
sir. Yes, sir. Doing well.
Good,
Doing
good,
well.
good, good,
Had a
good,
great
good.
day, man. I started the morning off. I don't know if any of the listeners in Kansas City area, if you have a chance, take a tour of Arrowhead Stadium. I went with my mother and I went with my son today, and they do a tour guide. You go to the Hall of Honor, you get to go to the suites, you go upstairs, field level. I mean, full
Okay.
experience. So I mean, it was
Yeah.
amazing. So it was
Uh,
a great day today.
What are the times? Do they have like certain times? It's like you have to do early in the morning. Do they have like afternoon too, or?
Yeah, they have afternoon. I think it starts mid morning, and then they run about every half hour. So you're with a group of
Okay.
people, and you go around. You start at the pro shop, and then you kind of go down. You go up. Like I said, you get to go everywhere. You get to the locker room. You get to sit in Mahomes' chair and Kelsey. You know all that. It's real nice.
Really?
Great
Yeah.
fan experience.
So you go through the locker room too? They
Oh
got you
yeah.
all in the locker room?
You go through the
Wow.
locker room, and then from there they actually have you walk through the tunnel where the players go out. They don't go through that big tunnel anymore like you guys used to, or maybe you guys come through that 50-yard line tunnel, but they let you go out through there. So that's pretty
Okay.
nice. And then you get to walk out. You don't get to go on the grass, but you're on the sideline. So
Okay.
it was a nice experience.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Oh yeah.
might.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
that's.
Highly encourage anybody in Kansas City area if they can. Or I mean, there are some people. There's people from North Carolina. There's somebody from Hawaii in there. They
Oh
traveled in
wow.
to come check it out. So highly worth it. Highly worth it. So,
Man, look, the Chiefs are winning, man, to open up the market for everybody, man, to be fans, and a lot of people have taken it on. And look, fall break is happening. Fall break is happening. Matter of fact, I told my niece that Kansas City. She was asking her husband were actually debating on where to go, St. Louis or Kansas City. I said, look, go to Kansas City. Okay.
yeah.
St. Louis to me doesn't look like it has the luster like it used to back in the day. I said Kansas City, and know a lot of family. They know obviously my wife's family, but there's so much more to do. It's totally different. And my niece used to come out there with me when I played. And so I said, look, I said, it's totally different now. You got children and whatnot. This is a beautiful place for them to go. So I'll tell her to take that tour.
Oh yeah, it's
That would
great.
be a great
It's
thing to
great.
do, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So man, we're gonna talk a little ball right now, man. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You know ball. All right. So this whole notion that we're gonna be using Xavier Worthy as a decoy, and what do you think when you hear something like that? I could tell already you were shaking your head like, what, huh? Right? You know what I mean? So,
Either he can play or he can't, right?
right.
They're gonna let him give 2 or 3 plays. If he's fine, then they'll keep him out there. If he's not, they're gonna pull him. You gotta think back. I was trying to think of who's had this happen to us, like during the Andy Reid era. And Jeremy Maclin in the divisional game against the Patriots was injured coming into the game. We didn't know, like, could he play? He's not gonna. He
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out there, had one drive, that was it. So I expect a similar, pattern there where they're going to let him go. How do you feeling? If he gets roughed up, then they're going to take him out.
Yeah.
I think they're going to look more long term.
Well, I think you have to, right?
Yeah.
Because we understand things can happen in the season. And so, if you want to put a guy in jeopardy early when you're saying, hey, look, can he get better? We know, look, labor room, like it's something he's going to have to deal with this year.
Right.
That's what it is. And so I think the more that he plays, the more he gets out there, the better off he's going to be to manage it. Like, okay, like I know what I can and cannot do with this. I know how it is, like in a game, to get hit with this. And maybe it's like one of those things, because at some point you got to try it.
You got to play ball. Yeah.
You got to. And so, is it get the ball to him on the jet sweep, let him, try to make his move in and, step out, and they're like, hey man, like, look, just don't take no unnecessary hits. Right. And then of course, we know also too, you know how to protect yourself. He's a guy that is a smaller dude. He's learned how to protect his body over the years, I'm sure. And I know he's not going to put himself in any unnecessary harm's way. So if he needs to step out or he needs to go down, he'll do that.
Probably
and I'm sure they'll be fine with it.
Pacheco had the same injury. Was it 2 years ago? He played like almost half the season with it. So it's something.
Yeah.
It starts to become a tolerance thing. Obviously, the surgery is going to be necessary, but at this point, it's like, all right, how much can you handle? Like you were saying, are you getting roughed up out there, or are you being smart and take what you can get and live to fight another play? So hopefully he's doing that and he'll be able to contribute this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you think about the whole offensively? How everything went down? Do you think implementing the running game, is that something that you should have done earlier? What do you think it looks like now? Is this something that we should continue to try to promote running the ball even more like it was this past game, or at least the second half? Maybe in the first half it wasn't like it. Yeah, for sure.
You gotta run the ball. They have light boxes there, for most people that's 7 in the box, we got to take advantage. 6 in the box, we got to take advantage. We got to fire off inside zone plays, power plays, stuff like that. Not too much out, like our Kareem Hunt running the stretch plays, probably not his best skill set, right? So let him work inside, trap plays, things like that. Get those big boys firing off, because I think they'd probably prefer that than, like I said, an outside play, or a stretch play, something like that. Get them firing off first and second down, why not?
Yeah.
Here we come. Big on big. Our guys versus your guys. You know what's coming. Let's line up and go. And I think the guys will start to build that. And if we get the running backs going, let one guy eat for a whole drive, maybe 2 drives, and just stay with them. They start. You see Kareem Hunt doing this. You got to get that man the ball, right? Like he's going.
He's going. Yeah.
Right. And then I think it's going to make it easier for the pass blocking as well, because now the defense is having to play honest, right? Like we played well against the Eagles in the Super Bowl, but they kept running the ball. We shut Saquon down, but here's 20 carries for him, right? And they were still able to hit us deep and take advantage. So we got to somehow find our way to commit to it the best that we can. I know we like our extended, like little pop passes and bubble screens and whatnot as an extension of the run game, but man, let them boys fire off. Let them go hit somebody in the mouth.
And the way D-Mal was running, right? I mean, like I know everyone wants to talk about Detroit's running game, like those guys are 2 great backs, and they're solid backs. Yeah. And Gibbs is on another level, but I feel like Kareem and Pacheco are more along the lines of a D-Mal type of guy, right. more physical type backs. And he was the one who really did work against Baltimore. Baltimore kind of was able to contain Gibbs for the most part of that game, but D-Mal's the one who went off in that game. So I think you can mimic kind of what Detroit did with Pop and Hunt.
Yeah, absolutely. And that'll open it up, make things easier for like I said, the passing game is going to open up so much more if we can commit to the running game, especially if, let's say we do it in the first half, and kind of change up the game plan. Pull them with the okie doke like the Chargers did us. We were all set, like, oh, they're running the ball first, second, third down. They came out passing. They probably threw 8 passes that first drive, and we were, just completely off balance. So we come out, hey, under center, like we talked about a little bit earlier, start under center, good handoffs, play action pass out of that, some bootlegs, move in the pocket, committing to the run game. I think we'll have success, especially like they've given up 40 points twice, or was it 37 and then 40? Like we can take advantage of this defense. We just, take what we're given.
Yeah. And we know Pat does a great job of that too, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you were sitting there talking about some of the trap plays. And I tell you, man, King Suma looked good, in some of the traps, quick hitting traps, just right up the middle, right? We're going to hand the ball right up underneath it.
That wham block just coming down.
Yeah. Like, and like Chuck was saying too, doing it under center, that changes perspectives from defensively, like when you're looking at it, right? We know that. And so Pat can put the ball out there and stretch it the way that he wants to get the action that he needs. Okay. That they read it, and then he just pulls back. Well, then all of a sudden there's Kelsey, or, you got the wrap, route. I mean, there's so many things you can do, especially under center. I just, when we are laying gun, and I get it. But like, I don't know if you've seen the episode with Blaylock, but like Blaylock was saying, he said, hey, man, get my shoulders square to the line of scrimmage now.
Right.
Now. I don't want to go sideways and then have to come back downhill. That just gives more time for the defense to read what I'm doing, and the linebackers come downhill. And it's a harder read for him as a running back. But what we seen was like more of the quick traps and stuff downhill from Pacheco last week. I'm like, that's what we need. Right there. Yeah. That's what we need. Look, Creed is not the most nimble of centers. Okay. I want him playing in a certain area and box where once he gets his hands on you, then that's the whole, wrestling coming out of him. Then now he got you, right?
Now he got you.
Small space. I just want you, you rule this space that you have here. And I think once we do those things like that, man, Big Suma, Creed, and Trey, that's where we need to be. And so I think we start doing a little bit more of those things, man. It's going to absolutely work. And then if you want to, you might get a quick little, jet sweep on the outside, out leverage them real quick, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It opens everything up. It opens everything up.
You think on that jet sweep that Nico got, they just had the line crash down and they wrapped around a couple guys. I mean, that's because the line was firing off. So the flow goes with the line, and that's how you're able to run counters and sweeps and all that stuff off it. So we gotta commit to it somehow. Right?
Yeah.
Somebody stay in his ear. Run the ball, Andy.
Run the ball, man. Yeah.
Run that ball.
So that's good stuff, man. Real quick, okay. What side of the ball did you play on?
I played in college. I played offense, receiver.
Receiver, okay. All right.
But I played both ways high school. So
did you? Okay. So defensively, who's your guy that right now that you see that is of the young guys? And put it that way, the young guys. Okay, that's been very impressive to you.
I like 20, man. Noah Williams. Like he's got some juice to him. He's had to face top level receivers in a limited number of snaps, but he's held his own. I think he's physical, especially off the release. I think he has good ball skills. He's a great tackler. He's going to come up and hit you in the mouth for sure. The one thing that might be like he's a 4.5 guy, so that might get him in trouble here and there with his aggressiveness. But I think all in all, we might have like I don't want to say Snead, but I think there's some similarities there because he's going to be physical. Like I said, with any of those receivers, he's not going to back down. He's talking a little bit out there too.
Yeah,
and he tackled just like Snead would come up and hit. I think I like his development so far, and I think if we keep putting him out there, spoon feeding him a little bit, I think we'll have a good ball player by the end of the year. Good contributor. So yeah, Noah Williams I like him so far.
Yeah,
Noel's been awesome, especially with the Fulton situation going the way it has gone. We needed Noel to step up the way he has. He's been awesome.
Right, and the other guys, he's passed up Nazi and Joshua Williams, so he's stepping in there and stepping up. So let's keep letting that guy stack positive plays, and build his confidence, and then we'll have 3 or 4 good corners back there. You always want as many good corners as you can. So I think I'm like as many pass rushers and as many cover guys. That's it. An offensive lineman. But
yeah, so, and aggressive corners. And that's exactly what's on the menu, man. Like you said, Steve. I never heard nobody say it, man. That's actually a good comparison. I'm saying that, and I really didn't know he had it in him until I watched him in the game. I'm like, okay. This dude is
yeah.
You know what I mean? He's
out there.
Yeah, that's great.
He's confident. He believes in himself, and you can tell. I love a DB like that. I love that confidence. So, JD, man. Oh, go ahead, Marcus.
I was gonna say this week. I mean, we talked about we had a really hard schedule so far, but like I think this receiver room they were playing this week, and I'm knocking Zay Flowers, but comparatively, this receiver room is significantly weaker than the other 3 we've played so far. All those other receiver rooms had like dudes. They have solid guys, but I mean, this is a significant drop off in talent from the last 3 weeks we've shut down. In the last 2 weeks we shut down. But so I mean, they'll still have their hands full, but definitely lighter work comparatively to the last 2 weeks.
Absolutely. And they fixed that communication on the back end. No guys are just running wide. I mean, and that's what beat us against the Chargers. Guys were just open,
Oh,
like
man.
JD, it's like they didn't make a banjo call. It's like, do we switch or not? Right. And all of a sudden they're collapsing at the end. Like, who was supposed to get them? And that happened twice. So, right. So now they fixed that. And now they're playing lights out. They're just letting the quarterbacks throw them balls. They got a couple interceptions last game. Like, getting the turnovers is huge because Spags defense hasn't. It's been a few years since we got the accumulation of turnovers, so it's nice to see that.
Yeah,
nice to see.
Yeah. So it'll be a good game, man, for us to bring a little pressure on Lamar too, man. It'll keep him from running around and bottling him up, and we just got to get make sure we sure tackles against him and Derrick Henry.
And I like our defense against them. It's almost like a backhanded compliment here. So our defense, we don't have anybody that necessarily wins right away, right? But that's kind of works well against Lamar because we just kind of suffocate him slowly, and he just can't get away. And I think that plays into why we play him. One of the reasons why we play Baltimore so well is that pass rush. This one game where we do stay in our lanes and hold our assignments very well, and then just collapse the pocket. Everybody meet in the middle. So
yeah,
I like our chances this week. Hopefully we get a handful of sacks. That'd be good.
That'd be really good, man. That'd be really good. Man, they look like Sasha said, he even goes deep on his analysis. Look at that, man. Look.
Trying to get on your guys' level, man. One day.
You're doing it, man. You're doing it. So
hey, JD, man, I got a surprise for you, man. People were talking about being patient and learning playbook and getting like, why aren't the wide receivers out there playing? So I got this thing here. JD, you might have seen this before.
Yeah.
And I want people to see how thick this is, right? So you understand. All right. So by comparison, this is a school book, right? This is to get certified as a personal trainer, right? Okay. Now we're talking about guys having to learn this, process this, and it's like, well, why aren't they playing more? Well, they don't know all this yet. This thing's the size of a old school phone book, right? So it's it's a lot to learn procedurally, motions, side adjustments, all these different things, especially offensively. And if one of those things is incorrect, you just blow it for everybody. So it's playing ball, you know how it is. It's like, how do we take this from the chalkboard to the practice field to the game, right? So how do you apply all that? It takes time, takes reps. You got to figure out what you do well, what you don't do well. Like some guys, it's like, okay, maybe lining up in the T and running a double down kick out isn't the best fourth down play, right? We've got all these guys moving laterally that aren't lateral movers, right? It's even though they might have had it kind of drawn up, blocked up, that defense is fast. They're coming at you. Let's hit them in the mouth, right? So it's like learning all this. It ends up being overwhelming, especially for those young guys. So if they don't learn it, it's you're playing slow. You're not moving out there free. So I think it's going to be a time to come that they'll get it down and they'll be rolling. So
well, and I think really, man, that's the key. Is when you trying to retain information, and like you said, if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm gonna play slow. My time is gonna be off. I'm gonna be unsure of myself, and also too, the quarterback's gonna be unsure. You're like, hey man, look, you're supposed to be 10 to 12, and you over at 8. The timing is off. When you can't be at the line of scrimmage, and I hate it so much, Deshaun, because I think when people start watching some of these dudes on YouTube for wide receivers, this, and you're doing all the little cute things to try to get open like that.
Oh my God. Practice running routes to get better at running routes. The cone stuff is fine, but what does Devontae Adams do? He runs routes to get better at running routes.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, it's a lot of the Instagram stuff, which I'm a part of it with my boxing stuff, so I get it. But at the same time, it's like you got to play the sport to get better at the sport. You got to do those things to actually be able to execute at a high level. So
That's right.
and that includes the playbook.
Yeah.
Includes the playbook.
Well, sure. Hey, the only way you're gonna get good at football is play football, right? I don't care if you're
100%.
blocking it. It looks great. It
100%.
looks great on paper. Okay.
Right.
Pass is one thing, but you shells, you got to come out, man, and you got to absolutely play football. That's what it's got to be. So,
yeah, for sure.
Man, my brother, man, I appreciate it, man. We didn't mean to keep you that long, man, but I mean,
It's all right. It's all right. I appreciate
good,
you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, buddy.
We decided, man, we had to give the ladies, they had to get a little treat too. You know what I'm saying? They need to get a little, yeah.
I appreciate my guy Marcus too, man. He shouted out to me on my birthday the other day. We were talking about that Canelo Crawford fight.
Yes, sir.
Good one there. So
Bud dominated, baby. Bud, baby.
Yes, sir. Team Bud. Team Crawford.
Yeah. Yes, sir, man. Well, happy belated birthday, my brother.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, Deshaun. Well, we'll talk to you again, my man. I'm sure this won't be
All
the
right,
last time we see you.
All right, Chiefs Concern family. Good to see you guys.
All right, brother.
Have a good night, buddy.
You too. Take care.
That was a nice little. You guys brought it, man. You guys brought it with all your good stuff today. We gotta love that. Gotta love what you guys always bring. And again, what a beautiful community we have for everyone to come on here and talk ball. And just good to see you guys and be able to talk to you guys. So
great time, man. Great time. And it just shows you, man, the knowledge that everybody has of just watching the game. Everybody just gave in. It was exquisite, wonderful job doing it. So, man, appreciate all the fellas for coming on. Having a good conversation, man. Delmonte Green Beans, Will, Southern Cal, just had the Shine. We had
Chuck.
Yeah. So that's been that's all most guys, people we've had on, coming in to say stuff, man.
I kept seeing people keep popping in. I love that.
Love it, man. Appreciate you fellas. Appreciate y'all fellas coming in and talking to us. So that's good. We get the ladies on here. Ladies, y'all come on out here too. Okay.
We don't bite. That's
right. Not at all. We appreciate each and all of you guys. So,
all right, guys. Well, we hope everybody enjoyed this episode. Nice long one here, but it was amazing engaging with everybody. But we'll be back here Friday night to talk JD's keys to victory and Tasia and I's bets. Obviously, we didn't get to do the keys last week, but we'll get the keys in this week for this big AFC showdown between the Chiefs and Ravens. That does it for us. That does it for Chief Concerns presented by FanDuel. JD, take us away, brother.
Hey, listen, look, appreciate you all for coming out. I know it's a long one tonight, but, we got to see Southern Cal's daughter. Y'all seen our girls and, family. This is a full show, okay? And this is what this thing is all about. But, we couldn't do it without you guys and gals. We thank each and every one of you all for all of your analysis, all your love, all your comments. We take all of these things to heart, and we appreciate everything that you do for us. And, the ones that contributed, everybody's contributed in some type of way. So thank you so much for that. We will see you Friday, as Marcus has said, for the betting show. Trying to win some money. Marcus, have we won any money yet?
If they took them individually, yeah, I think we've gone 2 for 5. I think we've gone 2 for 5 pretty much every week so far. So about 50%.
We're gonna change it. It's gonna change right here, baby. It's gonna change
this
right
week,
here.
baby. This is the week.
This is the week. It's the week, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my keys to victory, spitting that out there too. So we're gonna be ready to roll on Friday, and we will see you all then. With that being said, Will, Brian Holmes, Stu, my guy, Vegas Chief Keenan, Linda Hunter, Greg Rose, Chiefs from Southern Cal, Demetrio Spence, all the guests that came on tonight. Thank you all for coming on, fellas, giving all your insight. Appreciate you so much. Who had Brian Hong, Deshaun Hammonds, my guy, Joe E., Sasha, Delmonte Green Beans, Todd Tofree. Let's see, Joe E., Go for KC Forever. Who else we got on here? Man, we had a packed house. Optimistic James, my brother. Optimistic James, Demetrio Spence. Let me see. The ladies ball with Black Star. Ball with Black Star. So we need more screens with Smith. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Who else we got on here, man? There's a lot of people on here. So Akoi, good. Appreciate it. JW84. Let me see who else. Man, there's a lot of y'all on tonight. I love it.
A lot.
Yeah. And everybody else in the chat, I know people are standing behind, come in and just kind of watching us. I hope y'all enjoyed the show as well. It was a long tonight, but we had a good conversation. Come back on Friday and come check us out. Okay. Who else we got? Don Peterson. Let me see. Who else we got? Marcus. General 51. Diverse was in the house. I seen them coming in. Somebody said, like, JD always says he didn't recognize that name. I didn't see him 3 or 4 times.
Oh, yeah. It was Harvey Hubert.
Harvey Hubert. Okay. JD always says that, My guy, I apologize if I don't remember. There's a lot of names out here. Nathan Graham, good to see you too. So Harvey, if you're in here, brother, appreciate it. Sasha was here. Who else we have? Let me see. I think it's pretty much it, Marcus. A lot of names, man. About Time was in the house. G was here. What about Time? I know I seen you earlier. Valerie Sanders, thank you for the contribution. Faye Smith as well. I know Faye goes to bed on us because she's like, y'all gonna be here forever. John Clifford was here. Good to see you, John. Todd Tofree. Let me see who else we got, man. I don't know. Susan, sweetie, to the girls. I know the girls are asleep now. They done told on Marcus. The Brown was here, man. MJ, Bird Banger, my guy. Zingzer. Nana Sherry was here too. Let me see. Let me see. Who else we got in here? I think it's about it, man. Listen, hey, you guys and girls, y'all have a wonderful night. Y'all take care. Love each other the way you're supposed to love each other. Thank you so much for all your time. Take care. God bless. We will see you on Friday night. Marcus, my brother, I love you, man.
Love you too, buddy.
We will holler at y'all then. All right. Y'all be good. See y'all later.
Friday night. See you, everybody. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Look, data brokers are out here making a profit for your information. Your name, your phone number, even details about your family can be compiled and sold online. That's why protecting your privacy is so important. The New York Times Wirecutter even named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. As someone with an active online presence, I've seen firsthand how valuable it is to take control of my information. Knowing my private data isn't floating around on dozens of shady broker sites gives me peace of mind. So here's the deal. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now, at a special discount for our listeners, get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/pro. That's joindeleteme.com/pro, code PRO. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.